What's happening, everybody? We're back with the build stream. Ignore this text. This was from last week. I forgot to change it.
What's up, everybody?
And now I'm changing it. We are going to be starting off today with Skull's build. Ooh, yeah, perfect. Oh, no. Power supply still cuts off. Hold on. I can make
How's
this
everybody
work.
doing? How is your Wednesday going? Middle of the week. I hope you're having a great week so far.
We're going to try that and just hope that works well enough. Okay, yeah.
Dude, a random cloudy day after 2 days of like somewhat hot.
Dude, I was looking at the forecast for my area and the entire week is just cloud. Like, not cloud rain, just cloud.
Just cloud?
Cloud for a whole week.
That doesn't sound so bad.
Yeah, it honestly isn't, because my blueberries are in shade right now, so the only time they get sun is when there's cloud coverage. So I'm like, not bad, okay. Also, we had a tiny heat wave here for like 3 days, and I like lived in the backyard in the morning and in the afternoon with the hose just being like, come back to life, grass.
Oh no.
It was not happy. Yeah. But anyways, welcome in, everybody. John Smooth, how you doing? Lieukah, welcome in. We got your build today as well. Box of Duchess Gaming, welcome in. And yeah, guys, we got 3 builds for you today. We're gonna be building up a storm. And speaking of which, I need to turn on we have these like cool little on-air thingies now. You can put around.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I'm gonna go turn it on. I'm
Hell
excited.
You guys can't see what we're talking about, but you know, if you've ever seen like a sitcom or something and they have the on-air flashing signs, it's one of those. She is hustling to both signs.
We're locked in. We got it.
We're locked in. Do you think that'll work?
No. But it looks cool. It looks
It
really
does look
professional.
cool.
Yeah.
We feel professional.
Mm-hmm. What's up, hypers? How you doing?
Yo.
JB Plays, welcome in.
Welcome.
Well, how was everybody's weekend? Okay, not interesting, I guess, from Juan.
I forgot what I did.
Oh, okay, that's
I
fair.
didn't do anything, which is fine by me.
Well, I went camping
Oh, right.
in Joshua Tree, and that was good. Welcome in, Killer Cam. Welcome in. Shyflosion. Hello. Everyone showed up.
Hey, welcome in.
But yeah, I was camping this weekend, and it was lovely. Except there was like one group in the campsite. One group that, I don't know, man, they stayed up talking until like 4 a.m., which is like a huge camping no-no, because like a tent does not offer any kind of sound deadening. So like there was just one girl especially with like a really weird laugh, and I was till 4 a.m. But the best thing was that also in this campsite there was a big Boy Scouts troop. So 7 a.m. rolls around, the beginning of like, you know, you can make noise hours. Mind you, these people went to bed at 4 a.m. and the bugle starts, and I was just like, I wanted to be like, you know where you should go? You should just take a walk that way. Like, that campsite.
Oh, is that?
Yes.
Oh my.
It was great.
Dude, what did her laugh sound like?
It was the exact kind of laugh you didn't want to hear at 4 a.m. You know what I mean? Like a lot of like a, and it's like, okay, you're having a really great time, but nothing is that funny for that long. I mean, it was a fine laugh, but it's one of those things where it's like, when you want to go to sleep and someone's just like laughing off in the distance.
It was a fine laugh.
You're just like.
Did it remind you of anyone?
No.
Type laugh? Okay.
No. It just cut through the air, so it was like. I like the new laptops, but I have a Skytech PC. Understandable. Yeah, it's pretty cool that we got laptops now. I mean, sometimes a laptop can be a nice, you know, accompaniment to a PC. I don't know, man, but they're having a party over there. I get pretty busy, especially during the week, so I don't get a lot of time to actually go to my PC and game during the weekday, because I'm usually cooking, and I'm doing yard stuff, and I'm watching the dog, and it's nice to be able to have a laptop. I can set up Crusader Kings on the couch, and then later take it to the PC if I want to, but yeah, totally understandable. When you get a PC, I mean, nothing's gonna beat that performance. What's up, Tamer Waves? How you doing?
Yeah.
Currently working on getting a PC of my own setup. Gotta reset the CMOS because the RAM OC is being a poopy head. Oh, totally understand that. Do it for a bud though, it ain't mine. I feel that. Yeah, you gotta love that CMOS battery. Pop it out, drain the, basically drain the juice from the PC, hit that power button a million times, throw it back in, all your problems disappear. I've had CMOS clears fix issues that they should not have. Which you gotta love.
Like?
Okay, one time I had this really weird driver issue for, I want to say the network, so like the Ethernet. So Ethernet cable plugged in, you're getting no lights, no nothing. It's got a little caution sign over it in Device Manager. Downloaded the drivers, nothing. Deleted the drivers, re-downloaded the drivers, nothing. We're like literally stumped on this. I just Hail Mary it, pop the CMOS battery out, do a freaking clear. Why did that work? I don't know, but suddenly the Ethernet cable worked. I'll never be able to explain it to this day. I was like, 80% of being a technician is just like, man, might as well try this.
Might as well, yeah.
I added a second SSD to my Skytech build. To access the second slot, the GPU needed to be removed. I installed it in the bottom slot, which is a little slower because I didn't want to take GPU out. Is that okay? Yeah, it's totally okay.
You can't feel the difference.
It was like,
I don't know what motherboard you have, but like without a benchmark, it's still gonna be plenty fast.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, even Gen 3s are great. Waiting about 5 minutes for the moment, and then throwing it back in to try a lower speed RAM OC. Yeah, that's pretty smart. If that doesn't work, I'm lost. Oof. Yeah. Is it blue screens that you're getting on your bud's computer? Because if so, yeah, I was like, you're probably right. It's RAM OC. Or maybe just the RAM's going out. But that's always a good thing to try. Yes, they have Gen 4 in my top slot. Just didn't know if I should have it in the second slot for speed. I have 4 M.2 slots. I was like, you'll be fine. I usually end up using just the easiest slot to get to anyways. I'm going to add to my storage overkill by getting a 4 terabyte SATA SSD for my PC to have 36 terabytes.
Wow.
I mean, you can never have too much storage, you know? Especially if you ever get into photography and start shooting in the RAW. Oh my gosh. How to fill up an SSD. Whew. The Allen one is not the best. Has an Intel Pentium Silver CPU and 8 gigabytes of RAM and 256 gigabytes of storage. Ooh. Yeah, that was not good. Yeah, usually all-in-one PCs are bad. Just because of the size factor. You can't really fit the full-size GPUs and power supplies in there, and it becomes a whole power delivery thing. Most of the RAM is new. I just bought it, and it works at base DDR4 speeds. It just went PBBLT as soon as I tried to hit it with its RAID 3600. Yeah, that does sound like an OC problem. One of the things that also sometimes works, instead of like selecting like the XMP profile for it, is sometimes just set the frequency and like nothing else and see if that works. Or set the frequency and then set the voltage a little higher manually. 3200 because that's what the board's XMP profile defaulted to. Makes sense. I love my build, by the way, guys. Wish I could post a picture. Mainly white with a little black. She's pretty. Very nice. Well, I'm happy that you're happy, Killer Cam.
Nice.
What would rattle in the GPU besides the fan? Any ideas? Yeah, I was like, it's mostly gonna be the fans unless something else got in there. But the only thing that's gonna be moving are the fans. It's like, yeah, I can't think of really anything else that would. Couldn't set the frequency without turning on the XMP. It wouldn't let me. Oh, that sucks. Yeah, some BIOSes are like that. Build my PC on stream. We can. If you go on skytechgaming.com and order through our custom builder, there's a free option at the end to have it built live on stream. You just gotta wait for the stream date. So yeah, check that out. Oh, it gets a slow death currently. RIP. I'm so sorry. Have you looked at like a hardware monitor? Make sure that like, I mean, I'm just curious what the temps look like on that thing too. If it's got like a really bad hotspot. Very rarely, maybe the shroud if your GPU's rattling, though 99 times out of 100 it's the fans. Remember to use an affiliate code, friend. True. Yeah, the shroud could be, but usually that's like if you dropped it or something, you know, like if you had taken it out of the case and like dropped it. Not that I would know. Because then sometimes something gets bent into something. Hi, hello, Skytech NZ, how you doing? My sister wants one after playing Left 4 Dead. Oh, nice. Man, that is a game that I kind of can't believe. Like, I kind of can't believe that didn't become a huge series. Because you had Left 4 Dead, and then Left 4 Dead 2 came out really, like, quickly after it. And then what did they do? Did they do Back 4 Blood? Or was that somebody else?
Many years later.
Okay.
But you know the joke about Valve? They can't count to 3.
I did not know that joke, but it's so true. Oh my gosh, that's funny.
Yeah, because you know there was the Half-Life 3 joke for like 20 years.
Oh my gosh. It's kind of wild, because like you could really just milk that. Like, make some new kinds of zombies, new characters, new maps, basically the same game, and we would have bought it and we would have eaten it up.
Yeah, dude, instead COD ate their lunch with zombies.
Mm-hmm. Because COD doesn't wait. They'll just keep churning out games. What's the price of that PC? I don't actually know. When they're ordered on the custom builder, I don't really get to see their price. How long does it take for cases to be restocked? Interested in the King 95 Pro in white, but it's showing out of stock in the custom builder. It usually varies. I wouldn't imagine that it would stay out of stock for too long, though. We usually get stuff in pretty quickly. I would say maybe a week. What should I upgrade from my 4060 Ti? What's the rest of your system? I could have easily kept it going. I love it. Played it since 2009. Same. Well, I'm just like, what a fantastic couch co-op game. Like, I had so much fun playing that. Just couch co-op. With 4 players, oh my gosh, endless fun. But nah. What's the best GPU to upgrade from a 4060 Ti? Again, I can't really tell you unless I know what other components are in your system. Because, I mean, the best GPU to upgrade to would be the 5090, but that is not a smart idea if you're still running like a 6-core processor in there. There might be other things that you could upgrade that would be cheaper than a whole new GPU that could get you better performance. A Ryzen 7 7700. I mean, you could go like 9070 XT, 5070 Ti. That's probably what you want to look at. What's the best motherboard right now? That's a good question. Also looking to upgrade and get a new PC. I originally got one of your products from Amazon back in 2019, and it's held up to this day and still going strong. Oh, awesome! Always good to hear that. You know, I'm not really like aware of. I'm sure there are people who bench like quite literally every single motherboard, but of the motherboards that have come through like my way, yeah, because I don't test every single motherboard, especially the really high end stuff. They don't like to give me those ones. But what I've found is that, especially if you're going AMD platform right now, MSI has been doing really good stuff on the AM5 platform. So I would look at MSI. ASUS, I also love, but I have to sometimes put aside my own personal bias with that. I think ASUS is the best for Intel, and MSI right now is doing really good stuff with AMD. But as far as specific models, couldn't really tell you. A lot of it in the very high end comes down to what specific bells and whistles you want. Like, you know, how many USB ports, Wi-Fi 7, you know, things like that. Thank you. You are welcome. Versus was really fun too, yeah. $1,590 at only $4,500 over scalp prices. LOL. Jeez. Ugh. I really wish that we didn't live in a world where people are making a ton of money off of just buying things before other people could get them to sell them for higher. I know the Pokemon trading card community knows what I'm talking about. Best to pair with a Ryzen 7 7800X 3D? I mean, you can go all the way 4090, 5080 with that very easily. You basically put any GPU with that as high as you want to go. Have MSI X670E Gaming Plus, nice board. Oh yeah, that one definitely is. I use that actually a lot in the lab. Very good board. Hey, my favorite build team.
Hey.
How do? Good, Zen. How are you? Best GPU to pair with a Ryzen 7 7800X 3D. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Yeah. Again, as big as you want to go, honestly. It comes down to your budget more so than anything. You can just buy 3 really nice Skytech builds for the price of that overpriced 5090. Yeah, there you go. Wow. Yeah, that really puts it in perspective.
Yeah.
I'm about to take the RC to work today. Oh, very nice. I'm sticking with my 4090 i9 for a while. Yeah. I was going to build my first PC for my sister, but the way GPUs are, it's almost same price to just let you guys do it. Yeah. Unfortunately, yeah, when GPU prices go up, why unfortunately for us, SI's kind of become the best route for getting hardware. I don't have any more PC money to spend, not that I really need to, yeah. I mean, I kind of tell myself that too. I don't see a reason for me to upgrade yet, so I'm still riding it out. I know the way things are going with pricing now, anyways. Yeah. Do you know HP Omen cases? What GPU can I fit one of them? Nah, you'd probably have to measure yourself to get the dimensions. Or look up a similar build and just figure out what the case dimensions are. Internally, though, of course, you want to make sure that if there's any fans on the inside there that you're taking that into account lengthwise and widthwise. But I would worry, like, if you're going 5090 or 5080 or something like that, 4090, those are big GPUs. If you look at your case and you're worried about size, you probably can't fit those in there. I'm not usually into Be Quiet cases, but that case looks really nice. Oh yeah. Be Quiet, I love when they send me things because the quality is just like so nice. So that's the main thing that I really like about Be Quiet cases. Like, I don't know, even just touching it, you can tell, like, oh, they didn't skimp on this. It's very well made. I'm upgrading from an old HP ZBook workstation laptop to what y'all are building me today. Oh, nice.
Hell yeah.
That's going to be a pretty significant jump. Do you guys think the 5070 can hang with 4070 Ti Super? I know 5070 Ti can. I don't think, I think it's just below that. The Ti Super was a really good card. 5070 is good though, don't get me wrong. The only thing I like about the 50 series is that they're thinner than my 4090 by a lot. Yeah, and honestly, like, I'm here for that aspect of it, because I've been saying, I'm like, GPUs were getting bigger. It's time to, like, let's bring it in again. I feel the same way about cars. Like, cars keep getting bigger, and I'm like, alright, what if we had, like, an 80s revival, where for some reason everything just got really tiny again?
If only.
Just bring it in a little, just a little. I'm not saying we gotta go full 80s, but, like, 92?
Oh, man. Yeah.
Yeah, I fixed it finally. Nice! Good troubleshooting. You guys are building my PC today as well. Was just curious what kind of shipping protection you guys put in, since I'm almost across the continent from you guys. So what we basically do is there'll be foam around your PC, but in your PC is where, like, the most important stuff goes, because that's the stuff that's most easily damaged. Especially because, like, at the end of the day, is a dent in your chassis, like, really gonna be that expensive? No. Your GPU, having the PCIe slot completely, bent, that's gonna cost a ton more money. So, to save ourselves the cost of that, we gotta make sure that nothing in here moves. So what we do is, under your GPU, we cut a custom, like, we cut it to fit, foam to insert under that GPU to make sure that it doesn't wiggle even like a bit. Then we use this expanding packing foam that we put in there that basically gets into all the crevices. Make sure the RAM doesn't move. It keeps the cooler in its place. And yeah, just absolutely pack it with that. Full 3600 to, I actually figured out how to get it to do 3600 clocks. Oh, nice. I'm surprised it's 12 gigabyte. You'd think, and new ones are 16 and up. Yeah. I drive trucks and SUVs, so nothing small here. My first car was a 1972 Buick Regal Custom, and it was a tank, road couch, and barely fits in parking spaces. Nice. I guess that's true. In the 70s, cars were really big, and then yeah, in the 80s they got small, and then they got big again. Well, I'm driving the last wagon before it becomes an SUV. So I feel that. Don't get me wrong. Like, I like the idea of, like, let's do small cars again and all that. But, like, if I had just, like, if I didn't have my commute and I had money, do you think I wouldn't be riding, like, in a Wrangler?
That's true. If I had money, car.
Yes. Because, like, honestly, like, I could at least make a justification for, like, a sporty, zippy car. Because it's like, well, it's fun to drive, but it's, something to drive me and get me places and all that. Mm-hmm. It's... The Wrangler's not really comfortable. It's I'm gonna go take this into the desert and, run over a little sand dune. You know what I mean? Like, if I had money, I didn't have to worry about the repairs and messing it. No. No, I'd want one of the ones where, like, you take the doors off, but you take the soft top off, and then, yeah, just, like, in the desert, over a little dune, like, wee, yeah. One day.
Or a Bronco?
Yeah. Do some cool overlanding camping, it'd be dope.
Yeah.
So, guys, I've gone PC crazy. Understand. Okay, hold on. I gotta jump over to YouTube real quick. Man, I should get myself a taller bench to build computers on. Just finished building 2 rigs with my back in a 90-degree angle. Oh, painful, yeah. Yeah, gotta build it while standing. I feel like it's the only way. Although, also, if the table's too short, you'll end up bending over. Ask me how I know. I, too, am tall and have back issues. ASUS ROG Strix X870E gaming Wi-Fi, or the ASRock was what I was looking at. Also, was planning getting a custom PC built from you guys, but I wasn't sure if you guys take PayPal. We should, I think. Yeah. Okay, well, if you're looking at the Strix over the ASRock, I would say go with the Strix. It's a lovely board. Well, I ordered a 5090 pre-built, and it's going to be sitting at my house for a month before I can touch it. I'm on vacation. Should I be worried for a GPU sag? No, I wouldn't worry about GPU sag. I mean, I'd be kind of worried about it, like, sitting on your porch, but, like, if you don't think anyone's going to find that, like, I would not worry about the GPU sag at all. I don't think that's the issue. Windows 11 being installed, let's frickin' go. Nice. So sad that 2 days in, having my PC from y'all, my SSD needed to be warranty swapped. Oh, dang. That sucks.
That sucks.
Hardware. Well, hopefully it's already on its way to you. I still have an 86 Montech Harlow SS. Oh, nice. Hey, Windows 11 is currently getting on the system. Nice. Ryzen 5 5500 2060 Super, 32 gigabytes of DDR4 RAM, 3600 megahertz, B550 amp board, 650 watt, 80 plus gold, Cooler Master. Let's go, baby. Yeah, that's actually a really nice build. I guess that's stock videos right now, the ROG. Oh, dang. Let me see what else we got on there, like, currently. Okay, motherboards. Okay, so it's the Riptide on there. I mean, the Riptide's not a bad option. ASRock and ASUS are very similar, especially when it comes to quality. I've never had an issue with an ASRock board. Otherwise, I would also recommend maybe the Carbon Wi-Fi. But yeah, if you want to wait for that Strix, I'm sure we'll get it back in. Nope, the original one is still on its way back to y'all. Just hoping I have it back for Verdance coming back. Oh, dang. Well, I'm sorry to hear about that. But it sounds like you're working with customer service, so they'll do you right. There's about the time that I actually said be silent instead of be quiet. Be silent. Which honestly they should make that like a side brand. Also just figured out how to bypass Windows 11 internet requirement. Oh yeah, where you open the command line. Yeah. It's fantastic and necessary. Gosh, that was a pain before. Yeah, it's like bypass Ubi or whatever. Yeah, you have no idea how handy that comes in the lab because I have to make so many different like images for testing things.
They're like, they're making it way harder in the new updates, aren't they? To where like you can't even have an offline account.
Kind of, yeah. Well, I don't know, it depends. I feel like actually at launch it was harder to get around all that stuff.
At launch?
Yeah. But yeah, they might be plugging up the holes now that people it's very annoying.
Yeah, that sounds annoying.
Can I add more RAM to my pre-built that has a 64GB DDR5? So like once you get it, you could. The only thing is that I wouldn't recommend it because DDR5 doesn't like a 4-stick combination. So if you were to go to 64GB, you'd have to get like a whole new RAM set that was a 64GB kit to replace the one that's currently in your system. Because if you go with a 4-stick configuration, you're not going to be able to clock it up to that speed and like run it at that. And it might have other issues. DDR5 really doesn't like 4 sticks. So yeah, I wouldn't worry too much though. Oh, it's just 1 stick, right? No, I was like, if you're getting a pre-built with 32GB in it, you're getting 2 sticks.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wouldn't worry about going up to 64GB though, unless there's like specifically something that you need all of that RAM for. Like if you're doing virtualization or rendering, like yeah, totally. But like for gaming, 32GB is gonna be fine, unless you play Escape from Tarkov, which apparently will take up all that. To the point where I had to amend my little saying of 32GB is fine for gaming, because of that one game. Now I was able to set it up pretty easily. Heck, I might even update my PC to Windows 11 because that doesn't affect me anyways, yeah?
Thanks, Brody.
Oh, I forgot that anyone got... Okay, I was like, what?
Did you try the Saratoga?
I did.
What did you think? What did you think?
It's like the Sprite without any.
Yeah, it just spit it out.
Yeah.
Did you find any flavor in it? But
No. Oh, there's supposed to be like. Maybe said there was.
what?
Maybe said there was a hint of lemon.
A hint of lemon?
I just got like all like this. It's not bad. It's.
Did you want to try some in a cup or something?
No.
Yeah, you don't like Sprite.
I don't like fizzy water. No, I like my water to be,
you're not locking in.
I like lazy water, thank you.
I need a lot.
Preferably from like
Or what?
a sink, yeah.
Huh?
Is it open or what?
Yeah, go ahead. Dude, the noise it makes when it opens is crazy. It's like champagne. Alright, bro, now you're what's with the sneezing?
I don't know.
Allergic?
Yeah, what are you allergic to?
I feel that, yeah.
You might actually be.
Should I get a 1440p 360Hz or a 4K 240Hz monitor for a 5090 pre-built? Ooh, that's up to you. I will say this, in 4K gaming, you're not really going to get, even with a 5090, a ton of frames. But if you still want to experience all that, I would say go for the 4K monitor if you can afford it.
Yeah.
Like, if it's in the budget. Just because
Yeah.
it's a really nice GPU. But if you're going to be playing especially competitive games, go for the 1440p with the higher hertz. Because higher frames are going to be much more important for you there. If you're going to be playing more like story, you know, what is it, single player games and story mode stuff in beautiful environments, I would go for the 4K then maybe. But for anything competitive gaming, 1440p is the way to go. Get as many frames as you can in that regard, and 1440p still looks really nice. Also, would you guys be interested in hearing about the specs of my old computer that you guys built back in 2019? It may be a little bit delayed in between chats here, so much words I can put. Yeah, no, go for it. I actually am curious. 2019. That predates me working for the company, so.
Me too.
Yeah. Tarkov was exactly the reason I went to 64GB on my new build. Exactly, like, I had just been like, oh no, 32 is really all you need for gaming, and then the Tarkov players came to me and were like, no, you need it for that. was like, oh, my bad. What the heck is Tarkov doing that it eats that much RAM? Yeah, unoptimized. I was gonna say, running unoptimally. Unoptimally? Unoptimized? Unoptimally sounds a lot like Monopoly. It's like
In optimal?
not in an unoptimized way. There we go.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, okay, that explains it. That's impressive levels of unoptimized, though. Oh, yeah. I don't know. It's like, as time goes on, developers for the PC especially just get worse and worse at optimization. And I think it's partially because, you know, PC hardware is getting so much better now. So they feel like, oh, well, you know, I got a lot of room to play in. I don't really need to clean this stuff up as much. Whereas, like, before, you had to make a whole game run on, like, incredibly minimal hardware requirements. It's the same reason why consoles are actually, like, games for consoles are more optimized, because they're in a certain limit. Because the console's hardware isn't upgradable, it's kind of got its own parameters that they build in. So it's easier for them to stay within that. Whereas, like, with PC, it's like, well, it could be anything. Also, never underestimate time crunch in a game. That's when a developer is just going to be like, just get it done. I thought the Civ series was unoptimized. I wasn't familiar with the skill level of Tarkov. Yeah. Man, Civ is also a beast. I can't wait to get the new one, but I'm waiting for like a sale eventually. I'll probably pick it up in a year. But I do love me a good strategy game based around civilizations in some way. Nobody told child me that, like, Age of Empires wasn't a city building game. I was playing an RTS, obviously, and I got really good at playing RTSs, but in my head, I was just building a really nice city. I'm getting this PC partially because I want to play Civ 7 on it. Oh, totally understandable. Yeah, I'm pretty hyped for it, but luckily I've got a lot of other games that I still need to, like, knuckle down and play. And there's some other really exciting games coming out that just happen to be for my particular interest. So I'm like, I can wait that one out. I can wait that one out. Probably going to do casual gaming and stream. Is it true 240 to 360 isn't that noticeable compared to 120, 240? Yes. Now, okay. Like, on a science level, yes, absolutely. They say we can't even tell the difference. But usually if you put the two side by side, you'll still be able to kind of be like, oh, this one looks better. So, grain of salt with that. But yeah, I don't really think getting more than about 240 frames is going to be very distinguishable from like 240.
Isn't there a name for that?
Yeah, probably.
Like some showroom something? Where like for like TVs. Because you have all the TVs to look at versus the one in your living room.
That's when I just gotta look at the wallet in my pocket and be like, oh yeah. Nope. Skytech Blaze 2. Oh, Blaze 2.
Dang, blast from the past.
Yeah. Ryzen 5 2600, 6 core, 3.4 gigahertz. Nvidia GeForce GTX 1660.
Yeah.
500 gigabyte SSD, 8 gigs of DDR4 RAM. Wow.
Dang, dude.
Windows 10, yeah. Only thing I ever upgraded was the RAM. I mean, yeah, I was gonna say, that would probably be my first upgrade on it, too. Wow. Okay, fun story. I think it was like the second week I worked here. I was in QC. So I was the technician who, after the PC is built, I put Windows on your machine, I put the drivers on, I test it, and if it doesn't work for any reason, or like if a fan doesn't work or something like that, I gotta fix it. Figure out, you know, what's not working and fix it. So, the second week working here, I'm not even lying. I think it was a power supply we were using at the time. It couldn't have multiple things on that SATA rail for some reason. So if you put two things on the same SATA rail, it would, well, it burst into flames. Or it was something to do with the SATA rail. I don't know. I did something wrong, basically. And, yeah, it basically fried the wire all the way to the cooler. Because I guess we must have been using AIOs. I'm trying to think what else was SATA powered in that. And it went, and the tiniest little flame came up, and I was like, and I for some reason did this twice. So the first time I did, I put it out and I was like, okay, cool, nobody saw this, putting this on the repair rack, which is what you do when I couldn't figure it out, which to be fair, I burned it, I couldn't figure it out. Someone else's problem at that point. The second time I did it though, somebody was riding like a forklift coming by and was like, hey, fire! And I was like, shh. I was so worried I was gonna get fired. I wasn't, though, it was fine.
Was that Ray Sean?
Yes.
That's hilarious.
But you know, like when you first start working at a place, you're so worried. Like, oh my, like if I mess up, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's so funny.
Hey, fire!
Hey, there's a fire! No, shh.
I have a question for you.
What?
Do you ever get those My samples?
My samples.
Yeah.
Oh, mice. I was like, what is my sample?
Nice.
No. Yeah, that's what I figured.
Yeah, I wonder if Dustin ordered them, they might have gotten stuck in inventory, like they might not have known who they were for. But then good luck finding
Yeah, I'll tell them no, we didn't get them.
them. Okay.
What do you guys need lab mice for?
Experiments. Hey guys, how has the stock situation been for the 9070 lately? Juan. I was like, neither of us work in like inventory, so it's like, because he's building them all day, I'm like,
I think
got
we're
'em?
still seeing them, but
Okay.
I'm sure it's gonna dry up eventually.
Yeah, but for now it should be okay.
Yeah.
It's able to play Monster Hunter Wild on medium graphics with 30 FPS. That's kind of impressive, dang. Also, I can tell you about how durable this computer is. The reason why I say it's so durable is I used to go from a divorced family where I'd move every couple of days, so I'd have to pack up the entire computer, throw it in a sack with an Xbox One and a 360 on my back, and it never once broke. Nice!
Dang.
I too had the pack that I take between the two houses. So I get that struggle. Dang though, hardy. Oh wow, commitment too on like moving all the consoles as well.
Right.
Should I be concerned about burn-ins from QD OLED Alienware monitor with 4K 240 Hz for gaming? Ooh, that's a good question. I've never owned anything OLED, so I haven't really worried about it.
They don't have like any type of built-in software to mitigate that. Perhaps.
Like a way to kind of. I would also think maybe like as long as you just set your power settings on your PC to where like, you know, like sleep after 10 minutes, I don't think it would be an issue. But yeah, personally can't speak to that because I've never used an OLED.
I think that's what I want next.
An OLED?
Yeah, but I'm resisting.
Okay.
I don't need it.
I definitely don't need it. I need it. We're playing on Nvidia's cloud gaming thing, but it's pretty limited. Oh yeah, unfortunately anything that goes through the cloud is gonna be Dune Awakening. Oh, are you gonna play Dune Awakening?
Yeah, maybe.
Wow, the biggest Dune fan is like.
I'm
nah.
the biggest Dune fan. It's not really a genre that I would play in games. That's why.
That's fair. I'll give you that. I get this new high-end PC, and I 100% will be mostly playing classic WoW. So money well spent, I think. Totally understandable. I mean, that's time well spent. Classic WoW is still so good. Not when you're playing it with other people as much.
Handy.
Because then I'm reminded that it's not actually like 2004 still.
Are you gonna get the new Fortnite Elden Ring?
Fortnite Elden Ring?
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Dude, you gotta play with this when it comes out. They're dropping the Elden Ring Battle Royale.
Hell yeah.
It's like
What is that gonna look like?
it's like Elden Ring, but
Yeah.
it's like Battle Royale type beat.
Fortnite.
Yeah,
So,
pretty much.
is it like
PvE.
skins? Is it like what's happening?
No. Okay, it's the reason I say Fortnite Elden Ring is because it's like when
Oh.
Fortnite first came out, it was like a PvE game, and you
Uh-huh.
like squad up to beat. In the Elden Ring, when you like squad up to beat bosses,
Mm-hmm.
and like you have a time limit and a zone that's like shrinking on you,
Uh-huh.
and there's like classes, and like you basically you
Oh,
gotta.
so it's in Elden Ring. It's not in Fortnite.
Yeah, no.
Oh, okay.
Fortnite
Oh, yeah.
is
Never
like-
mind then.
Damn, is that enough?
You're not getting me in Elden Ring. No.
Why?
You do not need to see me angry, man.
I don't think it's gonna be like that.
Mm,
Game doesn't make you angry.
Let's see.
Very calming game.
Yeah, dude. Relaxing.
definitely not for me. The Azure PC I got from you guys with the Ryzen 7 9800X 3D and RTX 5080 is amazing. Destroys every game I throw at it. Nice. Heck yeah! Thanks for choosing us.
Hell yeah.
I'm so happy to get a 5080 build from y'all. I have some pretty cheap triple MSI 32-inch curved monitors. They were only $200 new, but make sim racing so much more immersive. Oh, very nice. Do you have like the seat set up and all that, the wheel, the pedal? Because those are, especially when you get like the good ones. Oh my gosh.
Oof.
When we got the direct drive here. Oh
Yeah,
my
yeah.
gosh.
Oh yeah.
What's up, Rover 2?
Yo.
I see your dancing crabs,
And I raise you
and I raise you.
some
I
dolphin.
don't have anything
things.
yet. How long does building these PCs tend to take? About an hour, hour and a half.
Yeah.
Depends on the chassis, most like
Depends on the
prominently.
GPU. We have a
Oh,
more
yeah.
extensive 5090 or 50 series burn-in. Wait, you didn't know? I thought you knew.
Oh well, no, I understood about that. I was just thinking about building, like the physical building.
Oh, building! I heard
Yeah.
burning.
No,
My
not
bad,
burning.
my bad. Yeah, about an hour, give or take.
Yeah. But certain chassis, they make you like, you gotta remove this and remove that to get to
Yeah,
whatever, and
yeah.
it becomes a bit more of a slog. So it totally depends on the case.
Yep.
Hello again, hello, Mr. Chicken. How are you doing?
Hello.
For gaming, yeah. It's hard to resist OLED, but my wallet still ended up sacrificing. Understood. How well do you think AMD Ryzen 9950 X3D can handle Dwarf Fortress?
Is that like an
As
old-ass
well
game?
as I was like as well as anything could. Everything maximized, assuming that you didn't have like no GPU. Which even then, I don't actually think Dwarf Fortress is that intensive. Where's my PC? I thought will be built today. Well, it could be.
Who is
So
you?
we got Skull right now. Skull's build being built. We also got Michael and Lieukah on the docket.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're a Skull or Michael, I know we already got Lieukah over here in the chat.
If not, you will probably be scheduled for Friday.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we've got like a big uptick on interest in the live build, so we are quite busy. Dwarf Fortress can eat CPU. Oh yeah, but there's not really any better CPU than that right now. So, I mean, it's gonna run as best as anything could. Because basically everything above that is Threadrippers, which aren't gonna run well anyways, because the clock speeds are trash. It depends on how hangry Juan is during the build, and if Kelsey is talking about seafood. Oh, that's true, yeah.
So am I going faster or slower if I'm hangry? I feel like I'd probably be going faster.
9950 X3D is better than what the devs use, yeah. Random clapping! Woo! I'm Michael, so I take it next after Skull. It looks like I get to watch while I cook. Lovely, yeah! Okay, cool, so awesome. So you're here as well, lovely. Bruh. It's like they've ignored the entire...
Shane Charles
Oh no!
That's how you open the Oreos.
Wait, what the fuck?
Shame.
Give me an Oreo.
Shame.
Oh man, are they the mint ones?
Yes.
Oh, these are my favorite actually.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Oh. Y'all really don't want me to lose weight, do you?
Oh, it's like you have a
That
problem
was
with
really
that.
fast.
Shame.
Why did
Shame.
Wait, shame or shave? Sorry, I mean,
I opened those cleanly. Well, now
I need 20 hours of that. When the next build? Next build stream will be on Friday.
yes. I see what the commotion was about.
It's computer science majors cooked. I mean, if I was starting school again right now, I'd probably be looking at some other
I go to
options.
welding school.
Oh, that's not a bad idea. I don't know why, but like right now I'm like, man, why the heck didn't I study environmental science?
I wouldn't like the feeling of being ignored all day.
That's true. But like, man, I would love to be like the state of California and be like, what are we doing about all these fires? And then be like, like coming in with the degree and being like, wow. I mean, I do still think that there's going to be uses for it. The hardest thing is getting your foot in the door because it's kind of getting saturated as time goes on. But if you start your own company or you get it on the ground floor of a startup, or you and a couple buddies have a really good idea, run with that and you'll have a ton of success. Truly.
What is that?
Mint Oreo, very good.
Mint Oreo?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Oh yeah. I was wondering how you go about joining Skytech EXE. Excellent question. So our affiliate program, there should be a link on our website down below. Like on the website, you go down below. To go to the affiliate hub, there is an application that you can fill out, and then it takes a little bit for it to be reviewed. But if you're accepted to that, you will get an affiliate code, so that when you do your own streams or your own content creation, and you plug us and advertise your affiliate code, if anybody puts that in when they order a PC, you will get rewarded. But yeah, check out our website for that affiliate hub. Go into electronics, board repair, all those robots need maintenance. Actually, yeah, engineering, like computer engineering, good field, very good field right now. Man, I always just think though when it comes to majors, I was thinking about this day where it's like, genuinely do something that you'll just complete and enjoy at least. Because nobody really knows what the future holds. You can try and predict, but also if you make yourself like muscle through something that you're just not interested in, you're going to have a really hard time in school because it's not going to be interesting to you. And you're probably going to, down the line, be like, why am I doing this anyways? I don't like this. And almost everything, I would say, honestly, everything gives you some kinds of skills that you can use in other ways. Take it from the theater major who now works in tech.
Man, there's gotta be some like alternate universe where I went into culinary arts.
Yeah.
I wonder what that would be like. Dude, I'd probably be like 400 pounds.
Okay, but like, and you had a really cool like food truck, and everyone knew you, and they're like, "It's one!" And I'm like,
maybe.
yeah. Mhm.
Have like a weird nickname.
Yeah. But like, you became so beloved in the community because of your food and your personality and your joy that you bring to all these places, that one day when you came to pass, like the entire community held like a vigil for you, and they put a
Damn.
little memorial plaque like on the curb where your truck used to always like, yeah.
Now I'm sad.
I'm sorry.
Damn.
I'm really good at coming up with like fake instances of what could have been. It's my favorite pastime. A therapist would have a field day with it to be like, do you think this makes you sad? Be like, well, yeah, of course. But what are we gonna do? Not think about all the potential things that could happen in one's life? That got dark quick, lol.
It really did.
I like to think hopeful, you know. What's up, Soul Sniper? How you doing?
Yep.
What is the best computer case in your opinion? Ooh, just like overall? You know, I really love a Fractal Meshify. Classic, love it. I like the Montech Sky 2,
Ooh.
which is what we call the Azure 2 here. The only thing against it is not a ton of cable management room in the back, which makes that kind of annoying. Otherwise, love it. And you know what? Whatever the heck we had the Nebula in, I actually love that case.
What? Yeah, I forgot what brand. Was that also Montech or was that Gambia?
I think it was Gambius. Yeah, those are probably my faves. Everyone likes the height Y70. That's true. If you're talking about like what the people love, the height Y70.
Yeah.
Or really any of the fish bowls. I don't really build in expensive cases for flips, so my personal opinion, even though you didn't ask, is Sama cases are goated. Ooh, noted.
What do you say? Zalman?
Sama.
Sama.
Good, how about you? We're good. Personally looking at the Montech and would like to hear what you guys say on what's awesome. Are you guys doing another giveaway anytime soon? I don't know of anyone coming up. So it's like after the pink one, I don't know if we have one lined up yet. But there should be in the future, but it's probably going to be pretty distant. If you're looking at the Montech, you can't go wrong with that. Like King 95, love it. Great case. Basically all of Montech's cases the last couple of years have been fire. And very, like, affordable, too. Which, you gotta love that. My favorite's probably the Corsair 7000D. The logic behind it is because it's what I currently use. It's me and the Fractal Meshify. Nvidia half X isn't too shabby either. It's my back. Oh, backup brick. I felt that. To be honest, Montech is great. They are. Is there a mid ATX or ATX PC case with multiple optical drive bays and good airflow? Ooh. Optical drives, I don't really deal with here, so I don't get a lot of, or really any of those cases, so I couldn't really speak to that. Okay, oh my gosh, we've got Nvidia rating us. Thank you so much, Nvidia.
Dang.
I'm so glad I didn't bite into this cookie yet. Could you imagine just being like,
Welcome in, everybody.
so sorry for ignoring you. We're on YouTube and Twitch, so I'm jumping between the two. But welcome in. Thank you so much for the raid, Nvidia.
Thank you. Hope you guys had a good
We're
stream.
just here building and eating an Oreo. They want you to show off their 5070.
Sure.
Do
We
it,
can
do
do that. We can do that.
Yeah. We got this lovely GPU headed into this machine. Into this machine immediately. But yeah. Welcome in. What were you guys doing over on the Nvidia raid? Did I say Nvidia?
No, you said
okay,
it right.
I said it right. I'm always catching myself now. I'm like, don't go back.
Dang, you're
It's a lovely
conforming.
GPU, indeed. I know, right? It's a Gigabyte one, yes. But yeah, welcome in. This is actually our first build of the day. We got 2 more coming after this. And pretty cool. I think a different case for each one, too, so.
Oh, yeah.
Lots of variety. Coolermaster H500M ARGB. Every other opinion is wrong. This is a joke. Coolermaster does make really good cases. Dude, the Lianli 011 was like the case to get for a long time. It was. I think the only thing that actually set it back was that the original 011, no, the original 011 does fit the 4090, or like did. We were using some like other one for that. But yeah, obviously that was a very popular case. And I mean, still is. We're still basically selling
Yeah.
it. Loving the Fantex Evolve X2 and the geometric brand cases, but that Montech is hard to beat. Yeah. We were playing Half-Life 2 RTX demo. Oh, nice. Very cool. Is there Nvidia waifu card? I don't know.
Probably. I don't know. Who knows what Yeston is up to these days?
70 is really pretty. Thank you. I got a 5080 MSI OC edition. Ooh, nice. Very nice. When is the release of Half-Life 2 RTX? That's a good question. Also checked out the new Project G-Assist features that's now on the latest version of the Nvidia app too. Oh, interesting. Very cool. I need to do Portal RTX. Ooh. I'd be curious to see that.
Yeah, what does that look like?
What's up, St. Paul? How you doing?
Yeah, yep.
Do you guys still sell 4090 pre-builds? Possibly, yes. Do we sell 4090s?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, check our website. We probably do. One case brand I love is Okino's. I don't even know if I've heard of that one. I'll have to look into it, though. What Gigabyte 5090 does a pre-built come with? Not sure. Usually, like, when it comes to, like, selling GPUs, you're gonna get what we have in stock at that point, which is kind of why it says brand varies. So if we happen to have a lot of MSI 5090s at the time, you're getting an MSI one. If we run out of the MSIs and all we have are Gigabyte, you're getting the Gigabyte one. You know what I mean? Especially because it's just what we can get our hands on at this point. But yeah. I'm gonna ask this again. A lot of technicians tell me that 16 gigabytes of RAM is still plenty to do virtualization, gaming, and other tasks. It is. I would say so. Obviously 32 is kind of becoming the new 16 gigabytes. And I can see why, but you are still absolutely capable of doing virtualization, having a good amount of Chrome tabs, and gaming on 16 gigabytes. I'm still running 16 gigabytes, and sometimes I mess around in Red Hat to, you know, keep the skills up, and I virtualize that, and I got no problem. I scored a Cooler Master Case on Woot for $40 in US dollars. Oh my god, I gotta try Okino's. It's slept on. I love the cable management. Oh, I mean you. Okay, I figured, yeah. I mean anything where the person's like, oh, the cable management is great. Like, of all the things to highlight, that tips me off that it's probably a really good case. Because that's usually the thing where I'll be like, I really like this case, I like this feature, I like this about it, whatever. But the cable management is non-existent, or there's no room to put cables anywhere, and that gets more cases in trouble than you think. Trouble for me being like, no. To be honest, I think 32 maybe in 2026 will be standard. Yeah, I was like, again, it'll be the new 16. You know what I mean? I have a 1050 Ti in my PC. I'm starting to feel the age of the graphics card. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, you definitely don't need 32 gigabytes if you got a 1050 Ti. It's kind of one of those things where it's like that you're totally fine for that. But yeah, probably trying to upgrade that graphics card soon. I got heat mats for speed, and they come out so fast when I give them the heat. Yeah, I was reading about that. Most of the things I started were already started in my garden, but I did plant green onions from seed, and I'm freaking out because it's been almost a week and like I'm not seeing anything, which is actually kind of normal for. But people were talking about like, oh, what you should do is, you know, put like a tarp or like plastic or whatever over the ground a day before so the sun comes through and kind of heats it up, because the heat really helps seeds. Next year, I'm doing everything from seed. DDR5 prices have come down a lot. 32 gigabytes under $100 these days. Nice. Heck, I bought 64 gigabytes of DDR4 recently for just over $100. So if anyone wants to ball out on a DDR4 system, it's a good time to buy the RAM. Yeah. For real. cable management? Is that when I close the case door and don't look at the spider web of cables inside? It can be. It absolutely can be. It's a form of it, yes. I can't get a good price on a 4060, and that sucks. Yeah, right now, GPU prices, a little steep, not gonna lie. I would kind of keep your eye out for deals, and maybe be prepared to wait a bit and just kind of see what happens. I'm getting the Archangel 4. Do you know any 360 hertz monitors? Not really. I don't spend a lot of time shopping for monitors. I would kind of just compare though. Obviously, Samsung does really good stuff. Who else does really good stuff? Gigabyte offers some pretty good, like, I would say on the lower end, like, budget. Some people say, like, their monitors aren't that great, but I went with one and it's been several years and I've had no problems. In my opinion, 360 hertz is way too much. I would agree with that, yeah. I mean, unless you got, like, the system that can really back it up and you're going to be running at the kind of settings that are going to net you that kind of, FPS. That's how I cable manage, right? Sometimes it just, sometimes the time saved is worth it. I just exploded this Oreo. I was trying to separate the cream and the cookie, and I just exploded it instead.
Oh.
Damn. Hello, Jeter Game Studios. We are good.
Welcome, welcome.
How'd you guys like Trix Panorama SC 360 AIO ARGB Black?
Pretty cool.
That's good.
How much is that SE? Do you know?
I don't.
Assuming it's a little more affordably priced.
The one thing I'll say about them though is that their proprietary software, they have this thing that's, they want you to do a firmware update sometimes to you have to go on their website and do this little unpack thing. It's not difficult, but it's a bit of a pain in the butt. I got lucky and bought a pre-built for $3,500. Got the 5080 MSI OC edition 7TB NVMe 9800X3D 950 watt gold edition with 7 fans. Nice.
Wow.
Not bad, not bad. Google search best high refresh rate monitors. Bunch of sites got reviews on list. True. Gosh, don't remind me that I need to cable manage my bud's PC. I'm doing a less technical job of it and being done with it. Yeah, that's totally fair. Poor Skull's gonna have Oreo inside his PC. Luckily, I don't think it went that far. No, it was me exploding the Oreo.
Oh, it was, damn, that bad? That make 950 watt PSU? I figured it was just a typo and it was probably 850 watt. A little bit of Oreo as a treat, yeah. As a treat.
Is a 4060 like overkill for 1080p 60 hertz? It depends on the game. Can be. But in Monster Hunter? No. It would be like right at that. What?
I'll be right back. I gotta remagnetize it.
I haven't watched Phase Drug for like 3 years, and all of a sudden he's having a baby? Time goes on, man. Now the weirdest thing is when you get to be my age, and you go on Facebook after not being on there for years, and you're like, wait, where did all these kids come from? Oh my gosh, everybody was spawning.
From your high school friends?
Yeah.
Dude, I got that.
Or like, And then other weird things too, where you're like, what?
Do you ever-
Like,
Do you ever like you like friend on Facebook when you were in high school a long ass time ago, and then you see their whole life, like they get married, they have kids,
Mhm.
and then recently get a divorce, and now they're having like problems.
Yeah.
It's my soap opera.
yeah, yeah. That's the main thing I meant. It was like you go in there and you're like, oh, some really bad things happened to you.
Oh no, these two are separated.
Ooh. Yeah.
The best part is when they do separate and then they get back together. And then they separate again.
Just watching the drama unfold. Why is Ultra 9 285K more expensive than the Ryzen 7 9800X 3D? That's a good question. Because technically the 9800X 3D is not the top of the line chip from AMD. And the 285K is the top of the line chip from Intel right now. So I think it'd be closer to comparing like the 9950X or the 9950X 3D with the 285K. Do you think the Enermax Revolution DFX ATX 3.0 1650 watt PCIe 5 Gold a good power? Yeah, Enermax makes good stuff. We haven't really had any issues with their power supplies. Do you think that your business is in the top 5? Probably, yeah. I mean, like, at least for, like, system integrators, we're pretty high up there, yeah. Can I put
It's
everything...
pretty high.
I don't know, the company. Top, our business is in the top 5.
Best selling, baby.
Yeah. Can I put everything on maximum graphic settings on 1080p, 60 Hz on a 4060 and 60 FPS solid? On a lot of games, yes, absolutely. I would probably just say maybe the only ones you wouldn't are the like very brand new AAA games that are coming out. Like again, Monster Hunter. If you don't use any upscalers, but yeah, for pretty much everything else, yeah, you should be fine. Could you compare Ultra 9 285K with Ryzen 9 9950X 3D? Yeah, I would say the 3D cache is much more helpful for gaming than, say, productivity work. So I always say that Intel's the good choice for when you're really wanting to emphasize productivity work, like work. Like you're doing Excel, you're doing video editing, photo editing, etc. and all that. Intel's kind of king. But in the gaming world, AMD also ran Supreme. They can also obviously be used for productivity work, as can Intel with gaming. I just say that that's usually who the crown goes to for each. Can anyone tell me what is a good price for a 4060? No, I don't really know, unfortunately.
Yeah, all of the market.
Are you guys happy about your laptops? I think they're really cool. Yeah. I mean, I would have maybe made some different design choices. I think it would be cool. But yeah, I mean, yeah, that's not my decision.
Where would you put the logo?
I would have had some ideas about it, I'll tell you what. But yeah, I think the Noir especially is actually a really nice piece, like a really nice laptop. Dang, one day I can tell my kids Intel was once good for gaming, yeah. Honestly, probably, I'd make that bet. Back then it would still be. Woohoo. Alright, jumping back over to Twitch. Thank you for the advice on the RAM. No worries. A little pandemic lockdown, baby. Surprisingly, not a lot from that, but I don't know, just all of a sudden, yeah, everyone. Or the weirdest thing is going into Facebook and then finding someone who, like, you knew from college, and, like, not only do they have a kid, but, like, that kid's kind of grown, and you're like, well, what?
Ooh.
What? Like, I didn't even know this existed, and it's... But you know what I mean? Like, whoa.
Yeah.
Child I didn't know about is starting kindergarten. What? Dang, I really gotta, like, hit people up more often and be like, how you doing? Because otherwise you don't know anything. 32 gigabytes of RAM is the new default for video games at 4K. I'd agree with that, yeah. 4K is still top 5% gaming these days. It's not what average players are doing. Yeah. 1440p I think is the new kind of standard. 1080p is still king. And I mean, it's always going to be king, especially for any like first-person shooters, any of those competitive games. If I were to get a custom PC from you guys, would you let me know when you would stream the build? Yes.
Of course.
At very worst, you would find out day of. In a best case scenario, we would tell you the day before. Wait, hasn't AMD basically gotten ahead of Intel on productivity? I still think Intel kind of reigns supreme on that, but I'd be interested to see on more recent benchmarks. Especially because the 285K isn't really better than the 14900K in all of my testing. It runs about the same, but cooler, so. And not significantly cooler, that's the thing that ticks me off. Like, you know, if you were gonna go for an efficiency, then like, make it efficient. Like, why? What?
What's like the grade disparity?
Okay, so like, let's just say like Cinebench, for example, you're talking a difference of like 100 points.
And the
Okay,
temps?
let me show you. Hold on. Temps, you're looking at the highest core, 90C under a 360. It completely depends on the motherboard.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the KS still obviously.
Yeah, they're right.
But yeah, I was
right
like, they're
at the-
super close, right? Like,
Oh.
yeah. Like, it's better. But, you know, I didn't, like, trounce it.
Yeah.
My first PC is coming from here on May 27th for my B-Day. I'm super excited. Nice.
Hell yeah.
Very exciting. Good birthday present.
I know, right?
Awesome, yeah. Rip Intel for Gaming 2022. We honestly died in 2023, 2023. I mean, you can still definitely use them, but yeah, I do kind of feel like the gaming community is fully embracing AMD these days. And I mean, who knows? We'll see what the next generation of Intel comes up with. You never know. Especially when you consider the jump that 12th gen to 13th gen was. And I'm not just talking about temperatures, but how do I build a NASA PC? I don't know. You might have to ask NASA how. But when you're looking at industrial kinds of PCs like that, doing really professional work, you're talking Threadrippers, Xeons, professional graphics cards, tens of thousands of dollars per hardware piece. Insanity. May I get your opinion on when you think there will be available stock of the 5090? Not crazy prices. I wouldn't really expect that to level out. And if it does, it won't buy a lot, you know what I mean? I don't really see like a big wealth of them flooding the market. My parents' 21-year anniversary is on May 27th. Oh, nice.
Dang.
Good for them. I'm scared to mess anything up when I first get my PC. I wouldn't worry about it too much. As long as you don't like physically break something, anything can be undone. Opinion, there's nothing wrong with the Intel 13th and 14th. I keep it cool with the 420 AIO. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, you can definitely tame it. There's definitely things you can do. And heck, you can even just set a thermal limit, and you're totally fine. And they were very impressive chips, like, which nobody can deny.
Is that sound coming from here?
I
It's
don't,
from outside.
yeah. Yeah, go hit somebody handy. No. Gave me that kind of vibe of like, I'm gonna go see.
Yeah.
Looking at a custom build from you guys right now because I plan on getting a fully kitted out PC that's going to last me at least a decade or more when it comes to gaming, but unfortunately it's $6,500 through your shop right now, so at some point between now and June I definitely will be getting through you guys. Okay, nice.
Oh yeah.
It's still kind of tough to like bet on a PC that's gonna last you a decade. That's the hard thing. This is the bleeding edge. You're gonna keep bleeding, and things are gonna keep getting faster. But you can definitely get a PC that's gonna last you a couple of years without anything to worry about. Yeah, the 13th and 14th gen Intels were beasts, indeed. Yeah, and they had the heat to prove it. They were running. Okay, hold on. Jumping back to Twitch. Around a 1440K with 200 FPS, my new graphics limit. Nice. So my last / current machine has a P3000 Quadro GPU and an Intel Xeon CPU and 32 gigabytes of RAM. How much of an upgrade am I getting? Asking now because I might not be able to ask while you're actually building mine. Oh, okay. Well, okay, it depends. P3000 Quadro, let's see. Let me look at these specs. Let's see, what were these clocks like? Interesting. You are gonna be expecting a pretty giant leap. Yeah. I would expect a huge difference personally. I was looking at AMD for my build, but Path of Exile does not run well with AMD very well at all. I've never had an AMD card or a GPU. That's totally fair, yeah. Especially if there's something that you, in particular, like want that PC for, it's always a good idea to kind of optimize your build for that game in particular. Because you'll probably be able to get everything else to run on it well, but if it's a game that you're going to be spending the majority of your time in, you're going to want to pick, you know, the stuff that works best with that. AMD PSU or Nvidia PSU? What?
What?
I was like, neither of those make power supplies. I think you mean GPU? Like graphics card? Either way, you gotta just compare. It depends on which ones. So at certain price points or at certain power points, I'm gonna go one or the other. You know what I mean? Spin that case. The black and white is looking nice. Oh yeah. Yeah. Super cool to see a game PC being built. Definitely will order when the 6000 series launches. Alright, I'm holding you to that. Yeah.
We're gonna find you.
Hi guys, quick question. Do you have only online shop? Yes. No physical shop, unfortunately. I do think sometimes our PCs are carried in physical Best Buys, maybe even Costco's, maybe Walmart?
Maybe.
Maybe. But that's it.
Best Buy and Costco,
Yeah.
probably.
Just order a 20 million Cray server. Why didn't I think of that?
Who?
5070 price? I don't know currently. If you get a PC that's over 5K and it doesn't last you a decade, something went horribly wrong.
Yeah,
Yeah,
some
not
pricing.
necessarily. Yeah.
the pricing of certain things is not ideal at the moment, so.
Yeah. I mean, bleeding edge is gonna just keep going. Moore's Law is this thing that we talk about in technology, which is that basically every 2 years, the amount of transistors that we're using doubles and the price goes down by half. So basically, everything gets, everything doubles and gets cheaper every 2 years. And that's been pretty consistent.
You know what else goes down by half?
Hmm.
The timeline these devs get to make games.
Oh.
Ooh, burn.
Why does it seem that, like, it's so weird. It's like, it seems like devs are, like, really pushed for time. But at the same time, it seems like games take forever to come out. And I'm just like, remember when they would just, like, spit out games, like, every year and a half? You would get a new thing. Like, what?
They're in management meetings,
Yeah.
that's why.
Even Pokemon is, like, 3 years between each Pokemon game. I can't do it. Here's Scarlet and Violet.
Has it always been like that, or?
Yeah. Well, they used to have that kind of, like, time frame, but yeah. I think it really comes down to assets, though. Like, building building all of that, all the, you know, textures and all that's what happens. Everything is, not everything, but most things are like fully voice acted now, so it's like that probably takes a ton of time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's also why all the files are huge, why a video game now is like 100 gigabytes, like minimum.
Oh true. All the language packs.
Yeah. The real trial of PoE is running Delirium and Bright and Beyond. You want to go current gen Ryzen if you want a good experience. 90 XTD is currently the top price of performance gaming CPU. Yeah, it's a really Goldilocks chip. Prices forgot to go down in the past 10 years. Yeah, well, you know, that's how it be. Not every game is COD that has 3 different studios making the game for annual releases. True, yeah. An i9 14900K instead should be plenty in my opinion. Oh yeah, that chip is not going to be retiring itself anytime soon. Yeah, don't worry though, we should be updating that BIOS for you. Okay, jumping back over to YouTube. Ooh, man, y'all are talking about YouTube. I gotta go back a bit. Why do you guys give a free mouse and keyboard when you get a PC and it arrives just for free? Just to get you started. We don't want anybody not realizing that that wasn't the case and then having a fully built, ready to go PC that they can't use because they don't have a mouse or a keyboard. And it's not really, you know, anything fancy. It's just something to get you started. What's up? I fixed my speakers, not connected to my motherboard. Was going bad. I got a new one and everything works. Oh, nice.
Hell yeah.
I mean, they say that because my old 2019 PC is still kicking extremely strong right now, though I think it's going to drop off once it hits 8 years, yeah.
Dang, 8 years is still pretty.
Yeah, I know. I was like, honestly, though.
That's
Yeah,
a good
quite
lifespan.
beast, yeah. What's each GPU brand good for? I mean, there's not really much difference between them. If we're talking like, you know, a 5070 made by MSI versus made by ASUS, etc. It usually comes down to aesthetic, amount of fans, and amount of heatsink. A couple different degrees of temperature and maybe a couple frames. What's up, Soul? I guess the speakers port and my motherboard went out. That really sucks. My thumb is every 5 years to keep up to date and not fall too far, yeah. Yeah, I've hit the roll, that's why I started to look at some newer equipment recently. $650 US for the 5070 currently at Micro Center. Well, that's not bad at all. The free mouse they give you is pretty cool. I like it. Yeah, I actually use one at my desk. So. I want the Ryzen 7 5700G. I want to get the Ryzen 9 5900 XT. Is it worth the upgrade? 5900 XT. Oh yeah, we were talking about this last time. About that chip. Let me look at that one up. I mean, you're basically getting more cores and not a ton, like, not any faster of a clock speed. Which on certain games will make a difference, but on other games, not really. If something is, like, very processor heavy, then the 5900 XT will do better. And probably give you a decent amount of performance. But yeah, they have fairly similar clock speeds. But the 5900 XT has just a ton of cores, so. That's nice. Oh, sorry. Go.
No,
Oh.
you're good. You're good. All right, folks. This build is done. It is finished. It is complete.
Lovely, lovely. And friendly reminder that this will come in the box with another front too that you can take out that is fully mesh to get you that good airflow. When you need it to be silent, throw this bad boy back onto it. It does a really good job at sound suppression, but it does make it a little hotter, so good thing to note there. But yeah, this PC is done. Is gonna go and get Windows put on it, all the drivers it needs out of the box is ready to go. You can just set up your profile, download your game launchers, you're good to go. We're also going to stress test this, make sure these components work and work under load, and when it passes all that, it'll be headed to you. So watch out for it, and thank you for ordering with us, Skull.
Thank you, thank you.
Yeah, very lovely. And don't worry, this can get flipped in
Yeah, that's software.
in the software.
It's software.
It'll come with it. But yeah. Very nice indeed. Do y'all install Linux on custom PCs? No, unfortunately.
Microsoft will kill us.
Yeah. But you are always free to wipe your computer and put Linux on it or do a separate partition. But yeah. Very cool, very cool. Alright.
Alright, who up next?
Oh yeah.
Lieukah or Michael?
Okay, I do believe Michael is next.
For sure.
Hypers, are you still with us? Is this a good time? I was like, do you want us to like move you back or like you ready now?
Yeah, it's all entirely up to who's in the chat.
I was like, Hyper's still around.
Alright.
Because I know both you and Lieukah are here. Who buy that? Skull. I am here. Okay. Well, we got you next. I bought my $1,800 Skytech PC for my friend for $300. What a steal. Oh, nice.
Damn.
W friend.
Right?
Did y'all get a chance to test the new Skytech laptops? I did indeed.
How are they?
Good. I mean, like all laptops, like all gaming laptops, you're gonna want to have that thing plugged in whenever you're gaming. It was really fun to be like, let's do these 3D Mark benches. Now let's do it without the power supply plugged in, or, you know, like, and then just like watch it deteriorate as far as like performance. But that happens with any gaming laptop, because it.
More than half?
Oh yeah. Well, because it's all about power delivery. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
it doesn't really have like a power supply that.
It's not gonna like just max out its battery until it dies.
No. It will drain the battery really quickly, but to be fair, I mean, you can't unplug your PC either and run it, so
Yeah.
like it's kind of an unfair comparison in that, right? Because like your PC doesn't have a battery at all. Speaking of PCs that need to be updated, I've got everything updated for my bud's PC. Nice. I'll have to stress test it with the panels on, but it should be fine. 5500 and a 2060 Super shouldn't generate too much heat. Yeah, I was like, I think it'll be fine. I'm going from a 2070 Super, 16 gigs of RAM, and an i5-12 something. Maybe I can run Tarkov at more than 50 FPS with this new one. Yeah, I think you'll be sitting pretty. That's for sure. Do you ship to Canada? Okay, unfortunately, I don't think from our website, but I do think we sell. What?
Oh, sorry, Best Buy.
I was like, I do think we sell through Best Buy in Canada and potentially through Amazon as well.
Yeah, Amazon.
Yeah, but unfortunately, I don't think we offer the custom builder for that.
Did they try to ship you to Taiwan as well?
No, actually. I gotta go, guys. I hope y'all in chat and stream have a good day. Bye, Soul Sniper.
You
Do gaming laptops get hot? Absolutely.
Oh yeah, dude.
Oh yeah.
You do not want that top on your lap.
And I'm probably gonna do a Kelsey video in a little bit here, all about gaming laptops, kind of just explaining them, how they work, what they do. etc., etc. So potentially look out for that. What's up, Robert? I didn't see you come in.
Yeah, whatever. I like everyone's elaborate username and then just Robert.
I try not to say like too when it's like a full name. I try to say their full name just because, you know.
Hey man, I mean they chose it. They picked the name.
What is Juan's Minecraft name? Yeah, what's your Minecraft name?
What's my Minecraft name? Damn, dude, I haven't. Hold on. I haven't played in so long that I genuinely don't remember.
Dang.
I have like a couple usernames that I like to rotate out, and they're all like food related. I don't know which one's on there.
Do you have a system like to pick up? Because I would like to see the options you have. Not really, unfortunately. The best way to kind of see what we have is just going to our website and looking at our stock on there, unfortunately. The One True King. Oh, that's a good one. You should remember that one.
Yeah, I'm not narcissistic enough for that one, but it is pretty good. I'll give you that.
Do you guys know about the PhysX controversy with the 50 series?
No.
No.
What happened now?
No, what is it? I'm like worried. I'm like, is Nvidia still here? Like, they rated us earlier, so I don't want to be like,
Close your ears, Nvidia rep.
what's the tea? But no, I haven't heard anything. Nvidia stopped PhysX support for 5000 series. Oh,
Dang.
really?
Was that still like widely used?
If you play older games, I would think.
At some point, if you had two mismatched GPUs, what people would like to do is they would assign the weaker one to do only physics calculators.
Interesting. So apparently I can't run old games like Mafia 3 and Borderlands 2. Oh, Borderlands 2 being called an old game, like... Ow. Oh god. It hurts. But yeah. Gee, anything below a 50 series in order to run those games with the best. Interesting. I don't know, I think one of the wildest things was realizing that Final Fantasy X came out in like 2000 or 2001, and I was just like, what? What?
Where are they at now?
17? 16?
Jesus.
Final Fantasy 16 I think was the last one that came out. Yeah, because 15 was Boys Trip. Yeah.
The driving one?
Yes.
What are those games even about, bro?
I mean, it's fantasy.
Clearly.
No, the funniest thing though about that game is like, it is low key, like, apparently like one of the best fishing games. It has a really great fishing system in it.
Uh-huh.
Like one of the best. So yeah, I don't really know what to tell you because all I was doing was fishing and driving. It was me out in the car with the boys on a fishing trip. I don't know what the story was, I couldn't tell you.
There was a movie. I remember seeing a movie in like the 20.
I should go back and play that freaking game. I got too distracted. Like, they're like, okay, you're out in the desert in a car. And I was like,
Yeah, you gotta like take it to the shop and shit.
yeah. It was like too much freedom. It was like the first time I tried to play Skyrim, and I just ended up breaking into houses.
So there's fantasy and cars in that.
Yeah, well, I think it's kind of more of like a modern fantasy in that way, which is
Interesting.
like
'cause
I'm actually here for. I think that's kind of a cool idea.
The movie had helicopters in it. I don't know.
Yeah, well, I mean, if they got cars, they got helicopters.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of here for like modern fantasy kind of mixes. I'm like, give me the Avatar series that's set in like the 2000s.
What's the next Korra gonna be?
Well, actually, they're making it.
Or
And
not the next. I'm sorry, the next Avatar, right? It's
the
after
next
Korra.
Avatar, yes. Well, okay, so it was Aang and then it was Korra, and then we're getting another one.
Yeah, because Korra was
Another one. Sorry.
Was it? Another DJ.
An
The
earthbender.
technology in Korra jumped to like the
Yeah.
steam age.
Well, apparently in the new one, actually, it's that Korra kind of wrecked the world.
Yeah.
I'm not even lying. Like the world got like torn apart by something that Avatar Korra did, and so actually it's like post-apocalyptic.
Oh, there's no technology.
Yeah. So it.
Oh shit.
And I think it's like, I don't want to say it's like lazy writing, but I kind of feel like they were like, you know what, that's a lot to think about as far as like how do we do something that's in like, you know, the 80s maybe. That's Avatar. Let's just start over.
And are you pro or anti Korra?
I'm very pro Korra.
I figured. So are you happy with that position?
I'm sure that it's gonna be one of those things where it's like, oh, but actually it was to save the world, you know. Korra is like that dog that everyone likes to kick. Like,
Oh.
she's trying her best and the
Like,
world
like a
hates
dog.
her. Yeah. So no, Kelsey's an Avatar fan. Oh yes, I'm a fan of many things.
Anyone catch that Severance finale? Crazy, am I right?
No, I don't watch. I tried to watch Severance, but then I was like, this is too much work. Like, I was like, I can't be in an office that's this cold.
You'll find it relatable if that's how you feel.
No. I don't want to be at home looking at work.
You're not looking at your work. Dude, like 2/3 of shows are workplace comedy.
Ow, Ruler 2, why'd you have to do that? Borderlands 2 can go to high school. It came out in 2012. Ouch.
Oh. Damn, that did splash damage because I graduated in 2013.
Can't wait to see this case. I wish I could have gotten it in white.
It's
Sadly,
fire.
I think it went out of stock the day I decided to order.
Nah, dude,
Still, though.
this is a fire color.
Yeah. Makes Avatar gonna be 100 years after Korra. See, I was thinking like with her luck that it would be like, no, she only got to be like 30. And then finally, because every year somebody came around and just absolutely beat her into the dust. She finally just was like KO'd. Like, I'm telling you, man, Aang never got his like butt whooped like Korra did. Like every season, it was just like, let's just beat the crap out of Korra. Let's poison her. Let's do all these things.
Dang.
Aang's riding elephant koi, and Korra's just getting ragdolled. Oh. It's so funny to me.
Dang, I guess I should watch it.
You never watched it?
No.
Oh. I will say this. The original series does a really good job at the team avatar thing. And like, yes, the group dynamic and all that. And because it was like every season was its own thing, Korra had a really hard time of being like, okay, well, what's everyone doing? And it's like, well, they're kind of all in different places. They don't come together as often. It's a thing. Afternoon, everyone. Hiya, chat. I got my custom built Skytech yesterday. She's so pretty. Oh, thank you
Hell
so
yeah.
much, the Blade Marshal.
Nice,
Appreciate
nice.
it. Glad it's treating you right.
Happy to hear that.
Because I just run Prime 95 on the PC behind you. I probably should. That'd be fun.
Alright, enough suspense. Time for the cake.
Oh, okay. I was like, wait, what suspense? I was in my own world. I was talking about Avatar. Oh, look, you guys are back. Hi, I came back for
Hello.
the blueberry cobbler recipe and one making a PC blindfold. LOL. Okay, luckily, this is the easiest recipe. The only thing is that it requires a cast iron, like, skillet. But if you don't have that, I'm pretty sure you could just do it in, like, a, you know, plastic little baking, you know, glass
Easy bake oven?
thingy. Sure. I think, okay, so you get big bag of frozen blueberries. I guess as thick as you want, really. You put it into the skillet. Well, okay, no, you don't. You take it out of the skillet. Don't do that. That was a bad idea. You gotta put it into a bowl, the blueberries, and you do half a cup of sugar. I want to say a teaspoon of vanilla extract, a teaspoon of lemon juice, but you can do a little more of that, depending on how sour you like it, and like just a little tiny bit of salt into there. And then what I like to do is I put just like a dash or two of cinnamon into that, or more, depending on how much you like cinnamon. This gives it that really good cobblery flavor.
How many grams is a dash?
I don't know, man. This is the thing is I'm really bad at measuring things. I really just do things by instinct. But you could probably do like a tablespoon of cinnamon into it, I want to say.
A tablespoon? Isn't that way more than a dash?
Yeah, I really like cinnamon. And last time I went boom and too much came out, and I went whoops, and then I cooked it and it was better than before. So, yeah, a good shake of the cinnamon, just a bit of.
Did you like it, Pop-Ups?
You mix all that together, it's gonna look like little shimmery berries. Throw that in the cast iron or into a baking dish of your choice. Get some cake mix. Like some pre-cake mix, some like classic vanilla or like yellow cake, spice cake, any of those will do. And you just kind of all over the blueberries, kind of as even as you can, get a good coat on that. If you don't have cake mix, you can still just make it out of flour and sugar and butter. Flour, sugar, butter, yeah. And you kind of just like crunch it, but telling you, box cake mix, get like a bucket Aldi, and then you put the cake mix over the blueberries, and then you get a stick of butter. It's a whole stick. I'm not even, like, it's a lot of butter.
Damn.
Unsalted. And then what I was shown to do, and what actually worked fantastic, get a cheese grater and just that thing over the entire skillet, distributing it as evenly as you possibly can. There's going to be a lot of butter, don't worry, but like, evenly. Throw that into the oven, 375 degrees for 45 minutes. I was like, it's the easiest thing ever.
So you moving into desserts now, huh?
I'm moving into anything I can cook into a cast iron because I'm like, what can't this do? And I'm trying to find the limit.
Nice.
Rip to whoever like showed up just at the time I was explaining a cobbler mix while we're like building a computer.
I wonder if there's like a YouTube channel of someone making like avant-garde, like fucking gourmet ass food with like a fucking easy bake oven.
Mm-hmm.
And like children's utensils.
That'd be fun, yeah. Also, you can substitute the blueberries for quite literally any other kind of berry. I just wouldn't go for a mixed berry mix because I did that the first time, and the strawberries are such weird dimensions that it would like stick out. So my breading was very uneven, and some parts didn't get cooked, and the strawberries didn't even taste good in there. Frozen strawberries aren't that great. But like you could do a blackberry cobbler with that. You could probably do cherry too. Ooh, that'd be so rich though. Ooh. Remember when Mass Effect 1 came out? Oh my gosh. That game still looks fantastic though. Like, for how old it is, incredible. Sup, Scuba Steve?
Yo.
My theory is that the world in Seven Havens will be similar to the Wan flashbacks where spirits roam the human world. I would love that because that's actually my favorite episode of that entire series. Like, it actually makes me really emotional. It's I don't know, very beautiful. I love that episode so much. With the stuff with Rava, like, oh my gosh, it was very like. Yeah.
You watch Chowder?
No.
Oh.
I like chowder, the soup. I'll eat any chowder, except for corn chowder. Who decided to chowder corn? Let's be real.
Did you ever see any previews at least?
No.
Oh.
I remember from that show was the cabbage guy. He's important. Kelsey, I love you. Oh, thank you. Appreciate it.
The cabbage guy is important?
I mean, kind of. Okay, so there's the cabbage guy, and he always gets hurt,
My
when the yeah. And then in the future, in Korra's universe, Cabbage Corp is like the other big company that's fighting against like, what is it? It's the Sotomobiles, basically Asami's dad's company.
Cabbage Corp?
Which I'm like, what the heck does Cabbage Corp make that you're competing with an automobile guy?
They got tired of their inventory being
They were
destroyed.
going into, yeah. And then, yeah, because he got, like, busted for something, for, like, helping to equalize it, but it, like, wasn't. It was actually, like, planted by the South. But they're, like, hauling him away, and he's like, not my Cabbage Corp. Yeah. Yeah, they saw the opportunity. They went for it.
I should watch.
Okay, gamers, I'm off to play Fortnite. Hopefully we'll see you all again soon. Don't be a stranger, Skytech.
See ya.
Love you guys. Bye, Bye,
What do we do?
Shyflosion. It is a tongue twister. Bye, Shyflosion. I had to
Yeah.
think about it.
Yeah.
Bye-bye. I was built with a Game DS P1 case, which is why I was asking about how is it to work with, Juan, last week. Oh.
It's, you know.
I read that as how is it to work with Juan, and I was like, oh, let me tell you. No. No, it's fine. Sometimes he gives me food.
That makes up for the other 98% of the time?
No.
No?
No, I mean,
Not even that?
you know what I mean. It straight up worked flawlessly out of the box, nothing loose, disconnected, and she's a screamer of a game and rig. Maniacal laugh goes here. Nice! Love
Hell
that.
yeah.
Thank you so much, the Blade Marshal.
Love the review.
It's still beautiful even if it's not white. Oh yeah. No, this one actually looks really good, especially in person. You're gonna really like this when it comes.
Yeah, no, this is a great color.
1 pound of flour, 1 pound of sugar, 1 pound of butter. I mean, I think it's actually a half cup for this amount of measure. Well, no, maybe it's a cup of flour. I don't know. But it would work. That was maybe I know what to expect at this point. Yeah, I honestly maybe that could probably work because I always feel like this recipe, it doesn't have as much of the bread as it does of like the berries. So yeah, it'd probably just be like have more body.
Damn. I'm
Mom
against
topped
that.
My mom topped an apple cake with strawberries. Ooh, that sounds good actually. Rumors that the Switch 1 Direct will have Halo Master Chief Collection on Switch. What? That's cool. I'd be down.
How would that work?
I don't know. But the games are mostly old, so...
Yeah, it was pretty low power, huh?
Are you guys on Insta? Yes, we are. Skytech Gaming. Cabbage Corp makes literally everything. I guess they were like the Walmart. Whoa. Yeah. Anyways, sorry for the avatar side rant. Oh, you and Juan. Oh, okay. I'm kind of on Instagram. I was posting for a hot minute and then I stopped. So there isn't too much of me in my professional account.
Yeah, I'm not really, not really.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get off social media in general.
Just trying to disappear.
Well, it's just not healthy.
Yeah. You can find me though under Contraband, like I am here on Twitch. And yeah. I might revive that in the future when I get a little bit more time to. And probably when I start streaming again. The whole point was so that I could eventually put stream clips on there. But you know how life gets in the way.
Ooh, you should play on me and Frank's Minecraft server.
Dude, okay, I have to tell you this really funny thing. When I was camping this weekend, and you know how I was right next to the Boy Scout, like, camping trip or whatever that was there?
Yeah?
They were so funny. So they were probably like 13, 14 maybe. And so you get like snippets of what they were talking about, and this one kid was just like, hey, tonight we're gonna lock in and we're gonna play some volleyball. And he's like, no. Tonight is the night we make the Minecraft lore. Like tonight we set the lore.
What the?
It was so funny. It was like just kind of adorable, you know, like
Yeah.
kids.
We're gonna lock in.
We're gonna lock in. And it was just me and my fiance camping, so like, you know, we were talking a little bit, but you know, mostly kind of like quiet lulls. I'm watching birds or whatever, so you'd get a lot of these like snippets of conversation, and then we were just kind of like smile to ourselves or laugh. It was just very funny. Also, I cooked a steak. Oh my gosh, yeah, y'all gotta hear about the dinner I made while I was camping. I had people walking by being jealous, but they didn't say anything because I think they were intimidated.
How
You
did you
know
know they were jealous?
I don't know. But it was like always like grown men walking by, and they would like look because they could see the steak. But then they wouldn't say anything, and I'm just like, come on, like, praise my steak skills. I know you want this. So, yeah, I had the cast iron skillet. on a little thingy that I have that I can put like in the fire, so it's like above it. I made my fire and it was beautiful. So I had the skillet. You gotta have the skillet heat up first. That's how cast iron works, so it doesn't stick. And I throw the steak in, and all I had was salt and pepper. You would not know. This thing was so freaking good. But the sun had like basically gone down at this point, so I'm like in the sunset, time, trying to like figure out like how pink is this, whatever, and like with a flashlight after that. It was a lovely medium steak.
Ooh.
And I put a lot of salt and pepper on it, so it was really good. But oh my gosh, it was probably the best steak I had in a long time. And I did not pay much for it because I'm cheap.
With that A1?
Nah, dude, you didn't even need the A1.
Are you anti-steak sauce?
No, I actually love steak sauce. I just don't have any in my house, and my dad doesn't. And my dad's always wanting to like make steaks, and he makes them bad. So I want steak sauce, but it's never around, and like I don't make steaks really ever.
Yeah.
So I don't have it in my own house. This was just something because I was like, oh, this will be easy to take camping. Throw some steaks in the cooler and all this. But yeah, it was freaking good.
A1's been around since like the Civil War.
Oh yeah.
I've heard. I can't verify. Someone verify for me.
Thank you, made in Taiwan. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Nice.
Yeah, so the other thing I did was, and this is the funny thing too, I forgot plates of all things. Which is like never pack the day of the trip. That is the worst thing that you can do, because you'll forget something. And for me it was I forgot plates. So we just ate out of tinfoil basically. Because the other thing I did was I had tinfoil, and I had 2 russet potatoes that I cut up into like, squarish things, whatever. Threw that in a tinfoil with just like a big hunk of butter, and then salt and peppered it, you know what I mean? Wrapped that up in the tinfoil, threw it on the fire for about an hour, rotating every like 20 minutes or so. And then I did the same thing with green beans. Green beans, butter, a garlic clove just sitting in there to kind of infuse it, salt and pepper, wrapped that up on the fire for an hour. Oh my gosh. This whole meal was so good. I swear, I'm gonna start my own channel, and it's just gonna be me camping and cooking things.
Nice.
I found out I like pork way more than I like beef. Oh, interesting. That's kind of uncommon. You can make pork so many different ways, beef not so much, just saying. That is true, because like you can make like pork that's sweet, or pork that's savory. Pork chop. And honestly, like, when it comes to ramen, pork broth, all the way.
Is there beef in ramen?
You can get you can get a beef ramen.
You can get beef ramen?
Mm-hmm. Kelsey, I have a quick question about the King 95 from you guys that cost around $2,200 total. I feel like I cheaped out on the monitor. I got a Samsung monitor with G-Sync. I think it's a G4. Is it possible I'm not getting most out of my machine from the crappy monitor? Let me see. Let me look this up. Let me look at the G4. I don't know. It looks like 240 hertz. I guess 1080p. Yeah, 1080p. It's possible if you're trying to. So like 240 hertz is good. That means you can get about 240 frames per second at 1080p. But you are limited to 1080p. So if you're wanting to play in 1440p, which depending on the graphics card that's in that $2,200 machine, you might want to go for a 1440p monitor. But you should be able to get a good amount of frames at 1080p in that. And if you're not, I would click around in like your monitor settings on Windows, just double check and make sure everything's good there. And also settings in certain games, just to make sure that like, nothing's kneecapping you. Well, it costs about $150. I'm trying to look at my specs, how to do that. That's a good question. I mean, I was just looking up the monitor online. But if you're looking at like if you want to know what hardware you've got in your machine, you can type in the little search bar in Windows, type CMD. It'll bring up the command prompt app. Open that, and you can type msinfo32, like no space, just msinfo32. Hit enter, and that'll bring up basically everything that's in your machine. In case you need to know, like, what other specs you're running. But yeah. Because, yeah, the other thing that might be doing it to you, double check this really quick. Make sure that your HDMI or your DisplayPort, whatever you're running your graphics to, make sure that that is plugged into the graphics card and not into the motherboard itself. Because if you're plugged into the motherboard yourself and you have a CPU that has onboard graphics, you're actually just running off the onboard graphics, not your graphics card. So those would be the two things I check. So basically, for example, okay, yeah, you're good on that then. Then yeah, it could be a settings thing, or it could just be that the specs of that particular monitor aren't very good. Sorry, I totally spun this away from you now.
It's all good.
But yeah, dude, the amount of things that you can cook just in some tinfoil over a fire, and it'll just become incredibly good. Fire. Man, I want more Oreos, but I also am like, were those not up for grabs for everyone? Did I just take Charles's Oreos? Does that case have USB-C ports? I didn't even look.
Yes, it does. It has one.
Mm-hmm. I want to try making char sui in the air fryer. Looking it up now.
Sounds fancy.
Ooh, okay, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
I usually get this at my Chinese food restaurants. They usually just call it like barbecue pork or whatever.
Oh.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
For my dumb American brain.
But in the air fryer, that'd be really interesting. You know, I've taken to making tofu in the air fryer because I just cannot get it to dry out. And I've even tried the techniques of boiling it to get it dry, which I know sounds very counterproductive, but sometimes I boil it, season it, or, you know, toss in whatever sauce, and then I throw it in the air fryer to try and crisp it. But it's still really hard to do. Like, I need a better way of getting the water out of the tofu. I've done the, like, plate on top of it with a book on top of that for an hour. Still doesn't seem to work. I like how it thought that I was moving. Thank you, watch. It's like, way to be active. No, I was just motioning.
Have you heard of a steam fryer?
No.
Oh. I was hoping you could tell me more.
Salt it and leave it in the fridge overnight uncovered. Okay. Cut it first or just like as a whole block? Whole? Okay. Oh, that's actually super easy to do then. Okay. I will try that next. You're making me hungry. Is the command prompt all black screen? Yep. Yeah. MS info 32.
Was that all one sentence?
Hmm?
You make me hungry is the command prompt all one?
There was a comma in there. I got it.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, I'm sorry. At certain points, this stream just becomes me talking about food.
You have any go-to air fryer meals?
That's a great question. I used to use it a lot more. Well, okay, this is cheating because I have the Ninja Foodie, which is like 5 different things in one.
Oh.
So what I actually used it for more so than anything was as like a steamer. I would get like a chicken breast, like a frozen chicken breast, so I could just have a bunch of them in the freezer, you know? And I would put that in the steamer, and then I would steam the chicken breast, and then I would shred it, and then I would run it through some taco seasoning, and I would do shredded chicken nachos with that. It was very good. Can you repeat the command, please? Yes, it is msinfo32, all one word. I can type it too. Woo! And then just hit enter. Yeah, no worries. I don't know if that's gonna have the info that you're looking for, but it's a pretty handy thing just to know how to get to that. And how. Oh man, I have an orange in my bag. I forgot about. I've been getting those caracaras.
Is that a breed of orange?
Yes. It's the best orange. It's got like a reddish pink flesh to it.
Oh.
Yeah, but like not like a blood orange does. It's like less than that. It's just like a little bit red. It's very sweet.
How's the citrus?
It's good. It's like sweeter than like a navel.
I'm like, what?
Than like a navel orange.
Oh,
Which is probably like the orange you're thinking of, yeah.
It
can still be sour, but like it's just incredibly sweet. Very lovely.
There's this one tweet about peeling the orange. That's really funny. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
Okay.
Although you reminded me that I was peeling an orange the other day, and I don't know what the heck. This one had like the thickest skin, where I just was like, what in the heck? Like, at least like a 1.5 centimeters like thick, and I was like, dang. What was the VRAM of the GPU that I ordered? It said model varies on the website. Yeah. What do you got? You got the 5070? I want to say it's 16. No, I don't know off the top of my head. Ugh. Where are you? 12. 12 GB of your room. Sorry.
Oh, the kick.
Just kicking things. Okay, so one time I went over to the citrus fields in Riverside. There's like a citrus park there. It's very cute. If I was ever to have like a wedding, that's where I want to get married. Because the trees, they're beautiful. Anyways, there's a bunch of like other orchards out there. So there'll be people with their like, citrus stands. And I stopped by there and they had this thing that they called a sweet grapefruit. Rip.
It's fine, I have more.
Okay. And this thing was so good. Like, because grapefruit's pretty bitter. This thing was incredibly sweet. And like, this is back when I used to drink a bit more. I took a bit of it and I put it into a gin and tonic.
Ooh.
And next level. Next level. Windows key plus pause/break is a shortcut that will bring up system specs. Oh yeah, that is true. Yeah, my shortcuts I'm not as good with, unless I'm using it every day. What was the VRAM of the GPU that I? Oh, sorry, I already read that. Beep, 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 beep.
bits.
Yeah.
I like this driver, but the bits really lose their magnetism really fast.
Alright, BRB. Take a quick respite. Andy! Tag.
Okay.
For a minute or two.
Oh hell yeah, open chair.
Open sh- oh, we can share now. There we go. Where'd Kelsey go?
Respite? I don't know what that is. I think she just went to refill her water.
Ah, I see. Who dat? Don't
This-
worry about it. I'm a ghost. I'm here for like 5 minutes.
I'm a ghost. This is our production assistant. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot to give you a raise. This is our producer, Handy.
Yeah. I went up. Rolls.
You're only a PA when it's pizza days.
True. True. What was the VRAM of the GPU?
You already answered.
Oh. What's up, Scuba Steve? How have you been?
You know.
Hey.
How about you?
Hey, you know. That case has so many fans I didn't realize were there.
It's pretty walling, dude.
Dude, there's 4, 6,
Plus the 3
plus the AIO, 3 AIO. That's a lot of fans.
Pretty sick. The good thing about this case is the way it's laid out too. Even though it comes with the mesh front, you low-key don't even need it.
I don't think I've ever seen the King i5 with a mesh front.
Yeah, me either. Probably only when I first built it and like I tried it out just to do it.
Yeah.
But like, nah, dude, glass is the move.
Yep,
I'm saying
it's
this while
nice.
Kelsey's not here.
Oh, is she anti-glass?
When
I
it
know she's
lost
anti-glass.
airflow. But not in this case, dude. This case is balling.
I mean, with all these fans, it better work.
Yeah. Well, it has the, I mean, the freaking, 280 side intakes.
True.
Or 240 side intakes.
Hello, new Kelsey. Hello, Ruru too.
Yo, yo. Wait, it is 280. I'm sure.
Yeah, it's a 280.
Yeah, because it's two 140s.
Yeah.
Math is.
Some
Yeah.
math is nothing.
Damn, bro, you see you see a lot of things happening on the media right now.
The AI photos.
Oh, sure, yeah, I guess. I was intentionally vague so that you would pick a topic. That's cool, I suppose.
Yeah, I heard ChatGPT updated. So now everyone's making Ghibli versions of themselves and memes.
That's
Anime
cool.
memes.
Are you paying for that membership?
No. I know Fabian does. So
Really?
he's obsessed with it, yeah.
How much is it
I don't know, it's like
for like the because
$10 to $20 maybe?
$20?
Maybe?
Aren't the enterprise versions like crazy price?
Yeah, but we're not buying it.
Yeah, I know, yeah. We don't need that.
We're not making that mistake.
Wait, say again?
Yeah, I remember this was before ChatGPT, but we got like an AI
What?
chatbot that was not good or whatever, just because it was like new. And then ChatGPT came out like 2 months later. It was free. It was much better, and we were dropping like bans
Bands?
because it's enterprise,
And it was
and no one ever used it. They
it was
just used
worse.
ChatGPT.
It was worse than ChatGPT?
Yeah,
Oh my god.
that's the problem with being early adopters. When you're too early, you get screwed over.
Yeah, no. That was a mistake.
Yeah. It's sad because no one ever used it, and then remember Judy, she was like, "You gotta use this. We spent too much money on this."
Just
And they're
well,
like,
then stop paying. You gotta use it. Oh man. How about that DeepSeek though?
I like DeepSeek, but I mean, if it gets better, it'll probably get better. The only thing good about it is that they made it for very cheap.
How
Like
much?
it's like half the budget of upkeep for Chat compared to ChatGPT.
Oh, you're saying it was created.
Yeah,
What
it was
about
created much cheaper, and it's almost as effective.
Is it free or
Yeah.
is it membership? Oh,
No, that one's free. I mean, you could also.
I don't
pay.
have any use for these things.
No, I barely have any use for it either, but some people do.
Render me a photograph of a King 95.
Yeah.
Imagine. God.
That'd be nice, but then Dustin's like, "Oh, you put these new GPUs and all that."
Oh yeah. Program in the 9070. Hey bro, remember you're on camera.
For like 5 minutes.
Oh, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I have a public complaint to lodge.
For what?
Who made the box art for the Viper?
For what?
The Viper. The geometric.
Gabe?
Who took the picture or something?
Oh, I forgot my water bottle. Stay.
The green one, right?
Yeah, it was blue on the art.
Oh,
Yeah.
blue. I didn't take any blue photos of it.
Alright.
I don't think we had a blue to take photos.
I
of
swear
at the
it's-
time.
Yeah, it's called the Viper, but it's not
Yeah,
the green
yeah,
one
it's
on
not-
the box.
They know the blue one.
Y'all left the activity light in the photo. And it shows like the light on next to the power.
I'll have to see it.
I saw one of the boxes and I was like, ain't no way. Y'all
You-
wild for
Do
that.
you guys know Overlord?
No, what's that?
I don't know what that is. I mean, there's a lot of things called Overlord. Anyway, Kelsey's back. Yay! Do you know what an
Big
Overlord
handy.
is?
Isn't it a unit in StarCraft? No? Okay.
I don't know. That's what I asked you.
Probably not.
Because it could be anyway. There's a lot of things called Overlord.
If I side and bottom intake, I also like the airflow. I do indeed. This is by far the most fans I think I've ever seen in a build. Are they quiet running? Yeah, I was like, the Montech ones, obviously, like, that's kind of not their focus there, but I don't consider them to be loud fans at all. Now, when your PC really kicks on, if your PC's getting hot, the fans will kick up. But you can always change those settings in the BIOS. I wouldn't. A loud fan is a working fan. So, consider. Deep secret
I
reportedly.
do. I always put it on quiet.
Really?
Yeah. And then I got... Huh? I got the Signal RGB Pro or whatever they call it. And so you can do hardware control. And they let you put it even quieter than the quiet BIOS setting. Like
And your
400
CPU's
RPM.
like absolutely cooked.
I was chilling, dude. Full water loop. I was chilling.
I like loud fans and a headset. I'm here for the airflow, but that's just me. Oh, sorry. Do you guys know the anime Overlord? Oh, no. I don't even think I've heard of it. I'm kind of outside the anime loop, though. I used to be
I'm not
more
a big
into it.
anime head.
Yeah, I used to be more into it, and I'm behind. I think it was mostly because I realized that there were several animes that I was watching just because I was like, these two need to kiss. And it never happens. Or if it does, it happens in the last episode. And I was like, man, really?
There's media that you can watch that gets right to the
What do you
point.
think I got into comic books? Because I was like, oh! Oh, they're hooking up. Well, that's cool. Oh, they broke up. Oh, now they're hooking up. Oh my god, what? There's a space alien invasion. Why are we... Why is this a priority?
Romance comic books?
No.
Or like
Comic books in general are like so full of like, yes, tension and romance, and yes. That's like 80% of what X-Men is. It's like, and then also they're fighting prejudice. But mostly, they're hooking up.
How come,
What, go?
how come Captain America isn't treated with the same like, I feel like in that universe, wouldn't it be worse? Because he like, is unnatural? His powers?
Yeah, no, it's never made sense.
But, like, these dudes that they were born with it.
Yeah, because they're like, well,
They're
anybody
like
could be a
pariahs.
mutant. I don't know. It's lazy writing. That's what it is. They wanted to all be in the same universe, but they're like, this allegory kind of doesn't make sense when the Avengers are also here.
Right.
Yeah, weren't they supposed to not be separate?
What?
No.
Like separate universes? They're all the same?
Yeah, it's always been the same. Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense.
What? Didn't you watch any MCU movie? Well, I guess X-Men's
Well,
not in
this
there,
is
but...
before MCU.
I know.
I always thought the comics were all separate.
If you read
universes.
comics, do you read mangas? I do read mangas, but I mostly, recently I've been reading more, manhwas? Like the,
What is that?
yeah, Chinese, basically. Or a lot of Korean ones as well. It's very niche. It is. I mean, I kind of don't want to admit, like, the kind that I read, but, let's just say it's a niche thing. Or webcomics. That makes it sound so much worse. I read a lot of Yuri. If you know what that is, yeah.
What's that?
If you know what that is. I'm not gonna explain it.
I was asking you, I was asking him.
I know what it is. I'm not gonna explain.
Oh, it's that. Oh, y'all wild.
It's something that Kelsey
Holy.
would very much be interested in.
We all know it is niche in the NSF. Not necessarily. I'm not saying that it is necessarily that, but
Hey, this is a family stream.
yeah. Yes, it's not necessarily that.
Okay.
But yeah. When I read manga, I'm 100% reading it for the romance. That's when I'm actually reading romance. I can see your fans going full voice.
I know.
That's funny.
Those signs are not working.
DeepSeek reportedly used a large number of Nvidia GPUs with estimates ranging from 2,000 to 50,000 and spent 1.6 billion on hardware, including Nvidia Hopper GPUs. Ah,
Sure.
DeepSeek wasn't cheap. Is it still a water loop if it relies on boiling the water to cool?
I guess.
Yeah?
It's still water.
Family friendly, exactly. Yuri on Ice is a different kind of Yuri. Yeah, I imagine my surprise when I watched the whole series and I was like, wait a minute. I didn't actually watch the whole series, but I love making that joke.
Isn't that one in the other direction?
Kind of.
Oh.
I don't know. I think it's...
It is.
It is? Is it like implied though, or is it like actually?
It's implied.
False
Yeah, okay.
advertising.
You know they're never gonna actually do it.
I mean, if you read, there is, but not, you know, not in show.
Y'all seen the live action One Piece?
No. You know what I would watch though? If they did a live action fairy tale, I'd be interested in that. When I did used to read manga, I was really into Hiro Mashima, I want to say is his name, the like author and writer of that. I didn't read or watch Fairy Tale, but I was into Rave Master when I was a youth. Again, another one where I read like 30 books just to see two people kiss once, and I was like. So you read BLs? Nah, GLs, but yeah.
What's BL?
It's almost like I'm speaking in a code. So that I don't have to say certain things.
Oh! Got it.
I'll sing the new Snow White? Me neither. Man, I haven't been to the movies since before COVID. I'm realizing.
Been to the cinema since I was a little girl.
Literally me! Everything comes to streaming now if you just wait a little bit, so it's like, why would I bother?
Cause the experience, Kelsey.
What experience? I can, like, see somebody on their phone a couple aisles above me during the entire movie just scrolling through memes. I can hear a child cough a very wet cough behind me and be like, great, what's gonna happen now? Yeah, yeah, no thanks.
I saw.
I can pay $10 for a tiny bit of popcorn.
I saw Opus this weekend.
Who is that? I don't even know what that is.
The new A24 joint.
Oh.
It's the menu. You seen that one?
No. See, I don't even know what's even in movies these days.
It was alright. Anyways, alright folks, this build is done.
Beautiful.
It is finished. It is complete.
Lovely.
Alrighty. So where's this off to?
Alright, this PC is done. You're just gonna go and get Windows put on it. All the drivers that you need, so that out of the box, you are ready to go. You can just set up your profile, download your game launchers, you're good to go. We're also going to stress test this, make sure these components work and work under load, and when it passes all that, it'll be headed to you. So watch out for it, and thank you for ordering with us.
Thank you.
Lovely PC. I don't think you're gonna regret getting this color. When you see it in person, especially with the white GPU in it, it just all comes together. It's very nice. Are you guys able to program the RGB red? So we will put signal RGB on it. All you have to do is when you get it, open up that program. It's just going to guide you through something really quick, and you can set them all to red very easily.
Nighttime mode.
Oh yeah, or it also just has that. And it's
That's right.
Is it not?
oh, I like how I did it right when it's
posting, so it'll restart.
right when it's RAM training. There we go.
There we go. That's nice.
Is that not red?
No, that's red. It wasn't red. It
Are
was
we-
light.
Oh,
It
okay.
was like green for some reason.
Green. Are you colorblind by chance?
Yes.
Oh, deadass?
Yeah.
How does your what?
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't mean like I see black and white. It just
No, I know, but certain
You
colors
didn't know
are
that one?
flipped. What?
You didn't know that one?
No, I didn't know that. So your what is it, like your browns look reds or your
unless it's really obvious. If two reds that are two different shades are gonna look the same.
Oh really? Oh, you're just
Unless I really look at it.
you don't have like color nuance.
Yes.
So you're not colorblind.
But
It's just classified as colorblindness?
it does fall under colorblindness.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Okay, here we go.
Man, that's crazy. You know my story, not my struggle. Why did I say that? I don't know.
Awesome, Hypers. I'm really glad. I'm glad you like it. I'm telling you, when you get it, you're gonna like it better than the white case. I think. It looks fantastic. But yes, enjoy it.
Doesn't
Lovely
your
PC.
line of work like need colors? Like very in depth?
Yeah.
I
Why do
mean,
you think I work here, not there?
he can still design things. It's just
Yeah, no, I'm sure, but like doesn't it make it harder?
Yeah, but I avoid that line of work
yeah.
because of it.
Oh, okay.
You
That's
see me being a colorist.
A color that's not what you think it means.
That's actually a job title for that specific role.
I think it
Oh,
probably
Seneca's
called
also
something else.
colorblind.
Who?
Seneca is, yeah.
Oh, what's up, dude?
A green and a red that have the same shade look the same to me. Wow, interesting.
That's crazy.
It's more common than you think. That's right, Lieukah. It is your turn.
Lieukah from the Lakers?
No, I don't think so.
Everything's so good.
Are you making more? Oh yeah, we got one more coming at you. Overlord came out in 2015. Oh dang, where was I in 2015? Yeah, I wasn't really watching manga or watching anime at that point. Do you know Mushoku Tensei, Jobless Reincarnation? No. What I did watch was, and this is totally dating myself, I was an Inuyasha fan. I watched Bleach for about 300 episodes, then realized it was never going to end, and gave up.
It will end.
It will, eventually. OG Fruits Basket, but I mean, obviously the newer one, way better. Love it. I never got to Naruto. I tried to, but it was like, that was very popular at the time. What else did I watch? Yeah, that was like kind of my main ones. Ranma 1/2. A lot of Rumiko Takahashi. Basic stuff. All pretty basic.
Basics.
Do you remember Zuma Revenge? No. I remember Rurouni Kenshin.
Initial D.
I know of it, but I never watched it.
Come on, you said basic stuff.
Okay, hold on. I gotta zoom back a bit in this chat.
You know what's crazy to me? There's shows like The Simpsons that have like spanned longer than like some of those people that worked on its career. Like there's like whole ass like generations of writers and animators.
Yeah.
You don't have to talk to Simpsons.
Wow. Okay, this is actually blowing my mind.
They're gonna go on forever and ever.
12% of European men have that color blindness.
Dang.
What?
Rip to you guys.
I had no idea. That's wild. Just genetics, I guess? Like, is it a genetic thing?
Probably.
Yeah.
It's not imperative to your survival.
True, true.
What do you mean, dude? What if like you know this berry is like off color and then like you know it's poisonous?
Then you learn the off color of
Well, those people died.
I guess it's true, right? Well, not enough of
Then
them,
you
I'll
weren't
tell
the gatherer, you were the hunter. Bleach still hasn't ended today. Oh my god. Yeah, I'm actually really glad I like ollied out of that one when I did. Bleach ends when the author dies on a cliffhanger, yeah. Also that and my ship in it is not the one that happened. So like I would have watched probably for several more years just to be like, wait, what? Initial D isn't basic, it's for car guys. Yeah, you're forgetting. You're mixing up basic with basic boy. Different
Basic
things. Yeah.
boy.
There's basic, and then there's basic boy, and there's basic girl.
It's a
And then there's also basic basic like tennis player, basic yeah, no, like there's many. It goes
How
on.
can it be
goes.
basic if it goes into niches?
Cause
Yeah,
it's
okay.
basic of that. Basic gym goer.
But why is tennis?
You lost me in that
It was
one.
an
not basic.
example. It was an
Nah.
example.
I think you had it at first with like the first three, but
I don't know, man. Have you ever been into like a hobby or a niche thing, and then you meet other people who are in a niche thing, and it's like they all have the same exact opinion about thing?
well, yeah, that's just Reddit.
Yeah, or it's like there's like the basic thing. I don't know, man. And like it doesn't necessarily apply to the thing itself. It's like, okay, I grew up in the horse community.
Okay.
This is, I feel like I'm like dumping my
What is your
trauma.
horse's name?
Okay, I'm not even lying. Oh, you know this. You're trying to get me.
No,
I'm not even lying. My horse's name was Emily.
Oh.
Wild, right?
That's cute.
That's crazy. You named your wife after your horse.
No! Fate did.
Fate didn't choose your wife.
Also, the horse was born later. And I didn't name the horse either.
What do you mean born later?
When you buy a horse, they come with a name.
Oh.
I don't know how to tell you this, but
It's like
like,
car
yeah.
Oh.
models.
Not the Emily edition.
The GT.
We're getting into some deep lore here.
Alright, what you were saying?
Oh yeah, so anyways, in the horse community, with all the people in the horse community, there was certain things that I would consider basic because they all liked them. One of them was Rascal Flats. Has nothing to do with horses, but basic horse person,
Uh-huh.
Rascal Flats.
Oh, you're saying like the characterization of someone.
Yeah, you know, well, like the whole, okay, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, alright. All this just to say you haven't seen one of the best Europop soundtrack animes ever.
I have not. And don't get me wrong, some things that are basic are really dope.
Like?
Pumpkin spice.
Yeah,
You
actually,
would
yeah.
love that.
Yeah, like, fight me on it. Pumpkin spice is delicious. Man, you guys are some mean PC baking machines, that's for sure.
Thank you. I thought that was gonna go somewhere when you said me.
Could I possibly get the Montech Ultra case, but swap out the dark glass for a different clear Montech glass through you guys?
Through us?
Unfortunately, no.
No.
Yeah. Never had a PC, but can you set the RGB to a color, or is it stuck on the rainbow flashing mode for fans and RAM? Depends on the PC, actually. But for everything that we sell now, it all has addressable RGB, so you will be able to change it.
Dude, even non-adjustable, it just has the button.
Yeah, but I mean, like, if you were just to buy like a gaming PC off of Amazon from like STG offers and crap like that, like no guarantee that
We can't speak for them, but
Yeah.
us.
What is the longest thing you have been watched with the shortest amount of time? Oh man, I know I have some pretty big ones. I gotta think about this. Man, I'm not proud of this necessarily, but I've done it a couple times. Probably all of Glee. I think I did in like a
Oh,
week.
Glee?
Yeah.
Dude, Glee was fucking unhinged.
It really is, especially when you watch it through a couple times. You're like, man, they really were just trying to find like whatever songs they wanted to sing, and they're like, we'll fit the plot to make it work. Well, I don't know, like nothing was consistent. What a great show. I was entertained.
When I was a senior, there was a girl in my class that looked like Rachel Berry, and everybody was in love. Not because she looked like that's unrelated.
Like Lea
But
Michele, yeah.
everybody had a crush on her. I grabbed the wrong one.
Have to go see you guys soon. Bye, Paul. The Office for me. Oh yeah, that could be a good one. I'm trying to think, because I've definitely watched like whole series that took forever in Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I watched in like I was going to school at the time and working, so it was like kind of tough. But yeah, any minute I wasn't doing that, I was watching Buffy.
I got into House.
House? Oh, dude,
House
you'd have a
MD?
lot to watch.
Oh, damn. I want to rewatch that, dude. I think I was too young. I was too young to really know what was going on. Bones? Anybody?
I remember Bones. I never watched it.
I have a weird, like, bias against David Boreanaz for no reason
Why?
other than I just think he's a bad actor.
Oh, I was
But
too young to judge.
It's a bias too from watching Buffy, because that was like his first acting
Oh, was
gig,
he in that?
and
Oh.
he was discovered while walking dogs, and like it showed. Like to most people, I'm sure it's fine, but like when you've studied acting, it's just like this is painful sometimes.
Dang, that bad? I don't know. He was just the FBI guy to me.
Yeah, I'm sure he got better by then, because I'm sure he got acting lessons, but like there were some things. Anytime
You
he had to
watch
be
him in
like,
Angel? Is that before or after Buffy?
wait, what? Angel?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was during.
Oh, during?
So-
Damn, he was on 2 shows. It
Well,
sounds like jealousy to me.
Characters went off into like different things. So like Cordelia from the like high school years of Buffy and Angel are on Angel. And then the rest are just kind of over here, doing Buffy things.
Spin-off.
Yes, but it was going concurrently. Like both things were happening at the same time.
Oh.
So they would have like
The hell?
crossovers.
Oh.
I'll always be proud of my own. I binge watched the whole Dragon Ball franchise in about 3 weeks. Dang.
Goddamn.
Ooh. Yeah, that is not short.
You really should watch Community.
Oh, hold on. I'm learning more about the genetics. There's actually a survival pro to have such a colorblind person in your hunting group. We see through most camouflage. Oh, very cool. Yeah, that makes sense.
What's that weird color in that tree?
God, one of these days, man, we're all gonna be like walking, and Andy's gonna be like, "What's up with that guy in that bush?" And we're gonna be like,
Is he supposed to be there?
"Oh, holy crap!" It's gonna save our life. That is really cool, though. Actually, oh man, Bleach manga ended. Anime took an 8-year break and gonna finish the series this year. Oh, kind of like how Inuyasha did. Okay. A dude I know bought a horse. Its name is like Horst to something.
What?
He calls him Horst. Horst is a German name.
Oh.
Basic doesn't mean bad. Exactly. Basic doesn't mean bad. There's a lot of things that are basic that are really great. You know what? Wearing leggings instead of pants.
Well,
Actually great. You know how much movement you can get in those?
do you know from experience?
I used to be a sorority girl.
Oh,
Yeah.
what happened?
I graduated.
So you throw away all the leggings?
No, I just moved from the Midwest. All my leggings were fleece lined. And you don't need those out here. Yeah.
Jeez.
You wouldn't know it, but yeah.
Have you tried jeggings?
Yes, I actually don't like those. It's
You don't like those?
It's the worst things about jeans and the worst things about leggings.
How so?
I don't know, they just always like want to like leave. You know what I mean? Like they're just like always trying to make the escape and you're like, no, quit. So you're pulling the pants up all the time and you're like, and there's no pocket really, it's just a fake one and you're like, no
I never
utility.
thought about
Yeah.
that. So you're always hiking the pants up like a plumber and shit?
Yeah. When acting, the audience should know the actor's acting. What is what makes a bad CIA agent? I mean, it's true. Like, you can tell a good actor. Like, when you watch Muppet Christmas Carol and Michael Caine is on, like, that's a good actor. He's giving you everything. But, yeah. I have many moments where David Boreanaz is acting and I don't believe him, and it just kills me. I watched a lot of Law and Order, and it was on 6 hours a day. Oh, nice.
Good lord.
That happened in Foundation TV show. The guy that is colorblind was a better hunter. I think American Airlines did not allow a lady to board a plane because she was wearing leggings. Man, I feel like if that was a rule, so many people would not be able to board, like, airplanes. Like, I see a lot of leggings. Also, autists are good at hunting. Like, imagine back in the day and that autist special interest is hunting. Oh, for real, yeah. Dude, I don't even know, like, I don't know what's going on, you know, here. But when I'm in a grocery store or really anywhere where there's, like, people around, I'm so hyper aware of everything that, like, and I realize that this could be interpreted as rude, but I'm usually moving whoever I'm with around because I'm aware that someone's coming down, you know, or, like, and like they're not, or like in parking lots I do this a lot too, where I'm constantly like I'll just like take someone and be like just very aware of everything that's going on. HG is also good for hunting in Stone Age time. Ah, that makes sense. What do you think perfect engineering looks like? Like in what sense? What's the best CPU and GPU for the Kronos Mini that's budget friendly? Ooh.
CPU and GPU?
Yeah. What's your... Sorry.
You first.
What's your current, CPU and GPU? Stop random people from walking into each other's, other people's photos because I noticed that someone was walking through that photo and I assumed it was a friend of mine.
If you got a Kronos Mini, chances are you're probably gonna have to upgrade your motherboard. And if you have to upgrade all those three things, I would honestly say just...
No, not necessarily. It depends on the motherboard. Even if it's an AM4 board or something like that.
You know what? Yeah, you're right.
There's a ton
AM4.
of upgradability on that.
I forgot AM4 is that.
Ryzen 5 2600. There's still a lot you can do with that.
Damn, I was ready to write off the whole thing.
1660 Super. Okay, this is what I would do. Budget-wise, I would look at some of the higher-end AM4 CPUs. I would look at something like the 5800X or the 5900X.
57X3D.
5700X3D, all good options, but I would look at the 5000 series basically.
Did they say they had an AM4? Or are we just assuming?
No, yeah, 2600.
Oh, okay, okay.
Mhm. And then for the GPU, something better than the 1660 Super. That'll still fit in the Chronos Mini. Luckily, that's not.
Chronos Mini.
It's got some room, actually.
Long,
But it's
and-
not wide. Yeah,
yeah.
as much.
No, it's
You-
wide-ish.
Mhm.
It's just not tall, so you can't get anything that's like.
Yeah. But you could probably do like a 4070 Ti Super even in that, and it would fit.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm not telling you to get that though, because that is not cheap. I would look at from a 6060 Super. I would look at a Radeon 7800 XT. See what those are going for.
Yeah.
They might not be as in demand now that the 9070 has come out, so they might be a little bit easier to get right now in this GPU market, and that would be a huge upgrade. Honestly, might be a bit too much for that CPU upgrade, unless you want to play in like 1440p or like higher. So you could also consider something like 4070. That might be actually even harder to find.
If you're brave, secondhand hardware, I'm sure from people upgrading.
Yeah.
Just do your legwork. Make sure it's what's it called? Like a notch 80 sour, I guess.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. What's the power supply? You gotta factor that into your wattage. I picked this case based on it reminding me of a 3D printer I used to use, and I'm happy to see it on the table now. Oh yeah.
Man.
We actually have a ton of 3D printers in the office. Some rat rigs, some other ones. So yeah, I'm curious now. I'm like, oh, what printer? This is a fantastic case, though. This is actually what my PC at home is in. And one of the things I love most about it is that you can take any of the panels off. They don't have screws. They just kind of pop off. And it's so nice in case you ever need to get into anything in there. Because I lose screws like crazy. 550 watt PSU. Okay, so you're going to want to budget in a power supply upgrade into that too. I would go for at least 750 watt, 850 watt if you just don't ever really want to have to worry about it again. Oh, the wheel. Okay, that kind of engineering. Oh, okay. Let me think. That's a good example of something that is just like so perfectly engineered. Why is the only thing that's coming to my mind the cast iron skillet?
Well, I'm sure that design hasn't changed in.
It hasn't. It was perfect. Dang. Let me
As
think.
good as the wheel is tough.
I know, right?
The lever, I don't know.
The lever. Sick case. Thank you. It's a really good one. Honestly, anybody who's looking at this case, I highly recommend it. Very nice. And I don't know, man. The fans in the Fractal, I don't know if you agree with this, but like the color in them, the RGB is so beautiful if you're in like a low light room. Like nothing beats it.
I've only seen them in the daytime, so I can't really comment.
But it's fantastic.
I'll take your word.
Hmm.
I know you've seen a lot of junkers too, so you probably know what does look good.
Yeah. I think perfect engineering. Yeah, I'm going with cast iron skillet. I'm locking that in. That's my final answer. Yeah. What?
Is it Kool-Aid mess?
I can't just, oh yeah.
What were you oh-yang it?
I don't know.
For no reason is
I
odd.
can't just, oh yeah,
No. The
joy.
enthusiasm is appreciated, but
Okay.
it's the fact that it's not aimed at anything.
Oh, I think I'm just afraid of dead air, so I'm just like, oh yeah.
Trying to film.
It's either that or I start talking about food again.
I mean, it's not really dead. It's only dead to us, but they have music, so like you know.
That is true, that is true.
How long have you been gone?
Perfect
Yeah,
engineering,
okay,
the
3 hours.
ballpoint pen. Oh yeah.
Ooh, oh yeah,
yeah, that is
yeah.
tasty, I won't lie. Oof. Nice and smooth. composition notebook. Ugh. Love it. I was like, perfect engineering. I was like, oh yeah. And then I was gonna say something else that was a gas timer. There's gotta be something else. I'm thinking about it. Hold on. Sliced bread. Yeah, not a bad one. Soft serve ice cream machine.
What do you mean? It's always broken.
Okay, fair point. Fair point. There's music. Oh yeah, I turned it way down. Cause last time we were trying to get the levels right. Dude, actually, okay. This is my answer for perfect engineering. The pickaxe.
Oh, damn, why didn't I say that?
Yeah, like, as someone who's been working on their own yard,
As someone who plays Minecraft.
and as someone who plays with Minecraft, I use the pickaxe for almost everything yard-based. Like,
Wait, is that just a lever on a stick?
no.
Damn it.
One end is pointy, and the other one is like a little tiny shovel. Yeah, locking in pickaxe is my final answer.
Alright. Like, it's my complaint corner. I'm sorry, I have to do this. Oh, got that. One more.
My
Alright,
complaint corner.
peace and love, Fractal. I love your work. The robot that does your fucking standoffs on the bottom right. It's almost every case, it's slightly off. It's always the bottom right. Please check up on that machine.
At Fractal.
At Fractal. And then in this case, I already had every screw except the bottom right, so I had to unscrew the whole motherboard. Sometimes I can catch it, like it's so bad that I just see the standoff and I'm just like, oh damn, that's not gonna work. But I forgot about it this time.
The museum I was at, they had pickaxes from 500 BC or something. Dang. Any tips for cable management? Oh, okay. Usually the best thing to do is kind of pull it taut, like behind the case there, and then tie it off. That
Yeah?
makes the front look really good.
Yeah. Don't leave no
Yeah.
front.
Yeah, don't have any like kind of loose cables and all that. Tighten it, not to the point where you're like bending any headers or anything,
Yeah.
but yeah, that makes it look incredibly professional with very
Basically,
little effort.
the less amount of cable you have in front, the better.
Screwdriver's a good invention, yeah.
Yeah, true. The Phillips screwdriver specifically.
They still look like the ones that you buy at Home Depot. Oh, they're probably better. And on the back, zip ties, try and come up with clear channels. So,
What do you mean?
if you run everything
straight
through
lines?
the same channel, I call it the mermaid tail, it
Yeah.
becomes too thick and it can be really hard to get that back panel closed. But if you can kind of run things, like let's say a bunch of things coming out from this angle, run that somewhere, and then maybe run another thing down this way, just kind of follow the natural flow of the cables, find tie-off areas for them, and yeah, kind of just do your best.
Parallel lines are really aesthetically pleasing to the
Mhm.
eye.
Yeah. Perfect engineering, the wedge. Ooh, you know what? And
Go
also
ahead.
perfect culinary engineering, the wedge salad. I could do some damage to a wedge salad, I'll tell you what.
Why is it called that?
Okay, so you take like the head of lettuce, right? And then you cut a wedge out of it. And you just put the wedge, onto a plate. Blue cheese, little bacon sometimes, tomato, and you just, and like, you feel like a rabbit, you know, because it's like very crisp and like very refreshing. I love a wedge salad. Yeah. Yeah, final answer, locking in wedge salad. Am I able to change my case? Depends on what part of the process. Did you order it and it hasn't been built yet? Did you order it, it arrived just built at your house?
Is it on your desk right now?
Yeah.
How motivated are you?
Because yes could be the answer to all of these. Just depends on difficulty and severity of such. Depending on where it is. I just pull everything to the back, make the front look nice. As long as I close the back, it's good enough.
Sure, that's step one.
9800X 3D ASUS X670 EA ROG Mobile 7900X TX. Good combo? Yeah, very good combo. It's on my desk. I got it from my local pawn shop. Okay, yeah. So yeah, you can actually definitely change your case. The thing you're going to want to make sure though is that the case that you're picking has a compatible form factor. So some cases are MATX format, some are mini ITX, and some are ATX mid towers, some are full towers. So just double check that the hardware that you have, especially your motherboard, is compatible with the case that you want to get for it. And go when in doubt, go bigger. And also make sure that all other components are going to fit inside of that. So make sure your GPU length is good for whatever that case advertises. Same thing with power supplies. There are some cases out there that require SFX power supplies, which are smaller. So if you have an ATX power supply, it's not going to fit in there. You'll have to get a new power supply. As long as you follow those principles, you're golden. Otherwise, it's basically deconstructing the PC and reconstructing it into a new case.
Yes.
So, as difficult or as easy as you want to make that. My friend who helped me pick all the parts just said, I like that case. I should build a new computer. That's always how it starts. Yeah. Oftentimes, you'll see a new case and just be like, I have an idea for a new build. And that's how it starts.
Yeah.
Yep. Totally understand. It has the A320 MH motherboard. Ooh, okay. So yeah, I would just stick to like a mid-tower case, or if that one's a Maddox, if it's like a square, like a perfect square, then it's MATX, and you can go for an MATX case then. Look at the model number of your case. I bet there's a YouTube build video for it. True. Add to BRB back. Yo, what's up, Master Killer? How you doing?
Yo.
Welcome in. Is Project Zero and similar back-facing mobile port, same case, the future, or a gimmick? Gimmick. I mean, that's 100% just our opinions, but it's an opinion I hold strongly, as someone who tested them. Yeah. Too many things would have to change in, like, standards for it to be viable. And the main thing is actually chassis. There's very few chassis that allow for those pass-throughs.
Alright, follow-up question.
Yes.
Less or more of a gimmick than Corsair Sideways PSU? The one that where the cables come out of this?
Yeah. I would say more of a gimmick.
Okay, so the Corsair has a little bit more use.
Yeah. Because I could maybe see a world where that becomes like the average. I can't really imagine the opposite. Just because with everything on the back, with the Project Zero boards, you can't put like a cooler on it unless it's like in a case or suspended in some way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like benching, out the window completely.
Put on a really long stand though.
saw on Reddit someone didn't even use a case. They screwed components onto a wall. I mean, you could do that in theory,
Sure.
like very much so. But then it's like on your wall.
Yeah.
Pickaxe is a hoe and a digger combined, and it is perfect for both mining and farming. Exactly. Like, of all the tools that I've bought to work on a yard, the pickaxe I use for 90% of all my work. If not more than that. Maybe if it rained recently, I can actually use the shovel to dig a hole. But no, the pickaxe is the quickest way. When that ground is dry. And, oh, you hit a rock? Doesn't matter, you split the rock.
Huh.
Checkmate, you know? The milk crate is Maddox. You're not wrong. Perfect engineering, the bowl. Ooh, yeah.
The spoon, I guess.
Shout out to whoever PC this is. This looks really nice already. Oh yeah, indeed.
Yeah, dude, this case, always a standoff.
Mhm.
Always, it's... I wouldn't say always, 2/3 of the time.
Okay, also I'm gonna get my soapbox for this one. Perfect engineering. Wool clothing. I'm telling you, man, it's magical.
Go ahead.
I got a wool shirt when I went up to the Redwoods and 3 pairs of wool socks.
Damn.
I wore the wool shirt for 3 days because it did not stink at all.
That you?
No, because I had another person there and I said, smell, you know, and they were like, whoa. Same thing with the socks. I could have worn 1 pair of socks probably for that whole week. Probably not, like maybe 2, but like, I was just like, because you know what it does?
What is
It
it?
wicks the moisture away from you. But like, all the smelly stays on you. So like, you know, you still gotta like bathe and all that. But
Yeah.
the clothing did not take the stink.
Wow.
Yeah.
Same shirt for 3 days, huh?
I was in the woods.
That's fair. Yeah.
And I'm telling you, I would not have done that if it hadn't been like foolproof.
Yeah.
It was crazy. I'm telling you, get you like a good wool shirt. Tell me I'm wrong.
Yeah, you're gonna see me on stream Wednesday and then Friday with the
Yeah,
shades on still.
Testing the wool shirt theory. Kelsey, drop a freestyle to the beat. Oh, I can't hear the beat on my end.
Yeah, our TV's muted.
I could drop a beat, but I could drop a freestyle, but it would not be to the beat, and I feel like that would not be as good. Why will DDR5, when running all 4 lanes, only allow me to get 4800 megahertz with XMP, but when running 2 lanes, I can get 6000? DDR5 just really hates a 4-stick configuration. That's basically just what it boils down to. It's not really designed for 4 lanes. I don't know why they did that, but yeah. It's never gonna be able to XMP with 4. It's kind of a choice between having a nice full motherboard and having like higher speed. Guess my wife gets a free upgrade then. Hey! It's never a bad thing when you got the, I would say like the hand-me-down cycle of parts. I get an update, the fiance gets an update, you know. I'm about to fire the Skytech PC up and play Warzone later, guys. See you, Killer Cam.
Yeah, have a good one.
Have a good time. everything I can to not walk over there and be like, y'all got more Oreos.
Why not? What's stopping you?
I'm on stream. And also, like, you know me, I can't ask for anything. Last question. If I get a 7900 XTX with my 12900K CPU, will 850 be enough to upgrade, or should I upgrade that as well? Let me do a little calculation. Okay, 7900 XTX and 12900K. Luckily 12900K doesn't pull that much wattage for a 99. Hmm.
12.9? Really?
I mean, 250 watts versus the potential 350 watts you could pull with the, you know, the 3.9.
3 is when it started. Okay, I got that wrong.
Okay, here we go, here we go. You'd be cutting it pretty close. I mean, you'd have about a headroom of about 100 watts. So, like, you could do it, but yeah, it's like, it's close. Depends on the workload, yeah. Yeah, you would have to be doing something that would stress both the CPU and the GPU like to their absolute limit to even have to worry about that. And I will say this, most power supplies I test these days can run for quite a while at a much higher wattage than what they're like advertised as. And I don't know why. I mean, they're probably trying to protect against transitory spikes, but they can go a lot longer than that. Depends though. Gaming won't use 12900K full power draw. Exactly, that's what I'm thinking. Too many cores. More power, upgrade it in case you get a better GPU later. I mean, never a bad option. Yeah, it's tough because like it is really one of those like, yeah, it should be, but yeah, actually I'm with Rutu on this. Use it, especially because since you're not like buying a brand new power supply anyways, use the one you got. If you start getting shutdowns or anything weird with it, upgrade the power supply then. But you might find that you can just get away with it. A power supply isn't, even if it shuts off because of transitory spikes and all that, nothing's gonna happen to your system. The only time I ever had one that like died from doing that too many times, I did it about 4 times, just so I could replicate results, because I was testing it, before it was like, okay, I'm out forever. And it didn't take any of the components with it or anything.
Do you think it was out like forever, or if you gave it like time for the capacitor discharge or whatever, it would have came back?
Yeah, that's a good question. Possibly it could have come back, but yeah.
I'm sure you didn't try it in like
it
a
was,
week or something.
Yeah, no. This was pretty consecutive.
Yeah.
Did you have a PS Vita? I did have a PS Vita, yeah.
I wanted one.
I got one, and then I surprisingly only got a few games for it. Like, I was really hyped for it, but yeah.
Did it have a lot of games?
I mean, I got it so I could play MLB, I think it was like 12 at the time, the show. I like sports games, they're fun. I like to make a player with a stupid name and then have them, like, you know, go professional. It is very funny to me. And then I had FIFA, and then that was when I was like, I don't think I actually like soccer. And then eventually I got Digimon Hacker's Memory on that, which was probably the thing I played the most on that. Because I'm running out of space to download games. What do I need to upgrade? Storage? RAM? If you're running out of space to download games, you're going to need storage.
I'm gonna sacrifice.
Look for a good M.2 NVMe of your choice. Luckily, they're a very easy thing to put into your system on your own and upgrade. Do you know Soul Sacrifice? No. Okay, that's way too funny to not allow.
What?
It's an unexpected shutdown, normally a power supply shutdown, but it was a typo and it's hilarious. But yes, normally that is a power supply issue. Like, especially if, like, power goes down, yeah. It can sometimes also be just, like, something is wrong with, like, let's say the breaker that, you know, system is plugged into. But you'll kind of know if a whole breaker goes out versus just your machine. My kid's computer always shuts down once when starting fast, but fine after the restart. Oh, weird. I don't know, if it's something like, well, yeah, it could be the power supply, but it is very weird that it's on the same game at the same moment once and then it's fine. That's very strange.
Yeah, and if it's still turning on.
News is an acronym, means northeast, west, south. Is it? Sure it's not just what's new?
Yeah, I was gonna say, I feel like that came first. And then, I think there's a word for that. A retronym or something?
I've had a PSU with dead fan and it shuts down when it gets a gaming load on it for 10 to 20 minutes. Oh, that makes sense. It would overheat, yeah. Oh man, this week at bar trivia. Came in third.
Oh!
Yeah.
What was the topic?
I mean, several different things. But one of the things was just on Omaha. The city of Omaha. And I was like, okay, I've been to Omaha. But yeah, third place. Which isn't bad, because we were a team of 4. And the teams, there's several teams of like 8 there.
Dang.
Yeah.
Underdog.
We came in second the previous week, so trying to improve.
What made you want to go to bar trivia?
Keith.
Oh.
That's why I meet at bar trivia.
Okay.
They're very good at it, and I am also full of very random knowledge. Apparently my thing is geography. Go figure.
Who would have thought?
I knew that Omaha was against the Missouri River, so... Do you know geography outside of the US? Oh no. No, not at all. I'm very specifically US focused on that. Mainly because I was always trying to figure out where I wanted to live. So I did a lot of research on a lot of places in the US over the years.
That's crazy.
Do you know where Rurutu is? Aren't you in New Jersey?
New Jersey. That's crazy that you spawned in the best state, but you still looked around.
I had to shop, you know what I mean?
Just shot.
Hey, I've been all over the country, so I've seen really cool things, and so you're like, well, what else is out there? What other? I don't know. I'm the kind of person though who like I'll drive through a town, and I'll just kind of like wonder to myself, like, I wonder what it's like to be from here. You know? I find it really fascinating. Like, how would I be different if I was born and raised here, you know, instead of where I was? I find it just, I don't know, something weird to like kind of stew on. No, it's an island south of Tahiti. Oh, I see, I took that way too literally. I did not know it was an island, wow.
Who is what?
Rurutu.
Oh.
Mhm.
Oh. I didn't know that. What's the time?
4:24.
Okay.
I was like, it's okay, Handy's there, and then I looked and Handy wasn't there, and I was like, ah!
It's fine. At most, no more than 10. At most.
Do you know Fleekazoid? No. Okay, so NVMe M2. All I need is a little screwdriver to remove then. Seems pretty straightforward. Yep! Yeah, and then there's like obviously a little part that just kind of plugs into that. Screw that down. If there's a heatsink that goes on top of it, you gotta remove to, you know, put that in, replace that, you're good. You also need to initialize the drive once you're in there. What you'll do for that, and you can like just Google that when the time comes. When that happens, you're gonna go to disk management, and it'll show up in there, but it'll probably be like, not initialized. It'll ask you some questions as far as like how to set it up format-wise. This is why I was like, probably follow like a Google on this. And then it will be totally ready to go. Oh my god, the keyboard clicks sound lovely. Yes. This is a really nice keyboard. This is an Aukey. I actually have one of these at my desk too. Lovely. I really like a mechanical keyboard, or like I like the sound of the keys, cause like especially when I'm writing, oh my gosh, it's just like, ooh, look at me being productive. Like the brain is like, yeah, you work. It's very nice. What?
Nothing. I skipped the stuff.
Oh, you forgot the GPU.
And I forgot that I forgot to.
He's losing it.
Okay, you might do some accidental Tiva dip.
That's okay. Hey, oh, nice build. Hope you two are well today. Thank you, Rye Guy. We are indeed. We're actually on our last build right now. Finishing it up. And yeah. Not too shabby of a Wednesday, if you ask me.
Yeah.
Ooh. I have a blue finger keyboard that came with this PC, but eventually I'm gonna get a better one. Nice. Yeah, I recommend when shopping for a keyboard, going someplace where they have like a bunch of them on display, so you can just kind of clicky clack on all of them and just figure out what feels the best to you. Unless you have very specific Switch tastes, in which case just go straight to that. gonna be 60s this week. I can take plants outside this week. Oh, nice. Yeah, I don't know, my dad's headed to the East Coast soon, and he was like, "Oh, it's lousy there in April," and I was like, "Is it? Dang." So I wasn't sure if when is your last freeze date? Mine was like February 15th, so we're up and running. My blueberries are out of dormancy. My fig is out of dormancy. It's crazy. Mid-April. Sheesh.
What's your dad doing on that side of the Mississippi?
Oh, visiting family. His mom's out there and his sisters. So his mom's getting old, so gotta go,
Oh.
go see him. I want a really unique keyboard, but not one of these big name brands. Any ideas of ones I could look at? Or
Yeah.
even one I could build myself?
Check out Epo Maker. It's an online portal.
Epo?
There's lots of chassis that you could choose from. You're not building it from scratch per se, but you may as well be. You have your chassis, the keycaps, and the switches. There's also RK keys. I don't know. There's a lot of marketplaces where they literally just sell you like the bones of the keyboard, and then you gotta handle the rest, or like kits. But like if you want it unique, you probably won't get a kit.
So it's Epo Maker?
Yeah, Epo Maker is one of them. They have a lot of budget options as well.
I just went with a razor. Eventually I'll get into custom keyboards, but I don't know, man. Actually, now that I got that little orchid over by my desk, I'm like, I should get more plants at work here. And then I was like, well, if I got a lot of plants around, maybe I should get like a plant-themed keyboard to go with it, right? And then I was like, oh, this is gonna get
Expensive.
Yeah,
Out of
yeah.
play. It's definitely one of those things that very quickly can get out of hand.
Yeah.
Like, on the last keyboard that I did, I was looking at ceramic keycaps for $160.
Each?
No.
Oh,
For,
yeah, I was like...
but yeah, just the keycaps, which is what a lot of just mainstream keyboards on their own cost.
Yeah. I guess that's not too bad. I mean, well, how much is the chassis then? And the switches?
The chassis cost me... I got it on sale. Like around 100. And then the switches were probably like another 50.
Dang. I like that shelf behind you guys. Thanks. It's full of a bunch of cool stuff. And actually it's pretty sturdy. I want to see this Epo Maker now.
Sure.
Silent switch, I think that would like kill me. I like the noise. Yeah, these aren't too expensive actually.
Yeah, no. And then they have like full built keyboards too. I have one of their keyboards that I've like done a lot of mods to. It's pretty sick.
Ooh, the like tiny splash of color is pretty.
Yeah. We got cables. Cables are another thing.
Oh yeah, I didn't even think about that. Braided, please.
Yeah, dude. There's like so much that you're like, what?
Yeah, look at just a set of lavender keycaps. Only $21 though. That's not bad.
Yeah, no. There's really
Yeah.
affordable stuff out there. Dude, you know where else is a good place for keycaps? Etsy.
I was thinking that. this neon pudding.
Oh yeah, pudding's really popular genre. Ooh, wait, not so fast, not so fast. What's that purple? Ah, sold out. It's like, reminds me of a Game Boy.
Yeah, with the like transparent. Wow. Okay, that's.
I'm
cool.
glad it's sold out. Thank it saved me from myself.
I'm so happy with how this is looking. I'm so glad.
Thanks, dude. Glad to hear that.
Yeah, it's coming together really nicely. And once the fans get going, the RGB kicks on, I think you're really gonna like it.
I do like these fans for the fact that you can't even tell they're RGB until they're on.
Yeah, so they're like, they look matte, but they're not. But it kind of diffuses it, so it's very unique. Yeah, they're in there, and yeah, that opens like that. Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
I love this
believe
case.
you can
I've
clean it.
never felt the need to upgrade my Meshify.
Not even to the Meshalicious.
No,
Is that the same brand? Is that someone else?
I don't know actually.
I forgot about that case.
I have a PC build in your cart. You guys offer some great pricing. Cheapest
Oh, yeah.
5070 Ti I was able to find at $899. Still not MSRP, but can't beat that price. Heck yeah. Hey, and if you haven't checked out yet, use affiliate code Kelsey, KELSEY. It'll take a little bit more off for you. Did you guys play Pal World? I did, yeah. I actually really enjoyed Pal World.
Did you read it?
No. Me finish a game these days? No. I enjoyed the heck out of it though. Like, and I'm not really into survival games, you know what I mean? I know. Did you watch Iron Man 1?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir. Goated movie. Dude, watching an early Marvel movie, like, compared to where they're at now, it feels crazy.
I didn't have the weight of the world to hold up, you know what I mean? Like, they built so much that it's like...
Yeah, no, dude, watching Iron Man 1, watching Iron Man 1 feels like, I don't know, just like seeing a Ford Model T drive down the street.
Makes it easy for cleaning in the future, yeah. Have you guys tried Marvel Rivals yet? I have. I actually streamed it a while back, and I'll probably be streaming it again soon. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. I still need to figure out who I'm maining. I was doing really well with Magic, but then I switched off of her for a bit, and then I lost it. You know what I mean? Like, I was like, dang, I really should have just not done that, because I got into like a groove, and then I lost the groove. But yeah, I'll probably start playing again when they add Cyclops, because I'm a fan of Cyclops. I was like, movie people don't know. Comic Cyclops, fantastic.
I'm kind of surprised that you found the ceramic keycaps not that expensive.
I know, right? Of all things.
I think I might actually buy them now. You were my gauge for...
Yeah, for whether I'm...
Yeah, because if you were like, what?
Well, because, like, I don't really buy, like, things. You know what I mean? So when I do, it's, like, usually something that's kind of substantial.
Yeah.
So it would cost more.
Yeah.
Because
yeah,
I don't
those
buy
are the,
things often. You know what I mean?
They're the creme of the crop.
Yeah.
However you say that. Plastic peasantry.
Peasantry.
I'm joking.
What's your Twitch? If you have one, so I can follow. I am Contraband. I should be tagged in the Twitch chat thingy there. K0NTRABANNED, like you got banned. Yeah. Mainly because Contraband was taken, so I had to figure out a way to make it work. But yeah, haven't streamed in a hot minute, but I will soon. I've been on a lot of trips recently. Been out there camping. So like, for example, I don't buy a lot of things, but I bought a tent recently.
Yes.
And with a coupon and all that, I got it for like $140, and I thought that was okay. Cause like, I don't buy a tent every month. You know what I mean?
I suppose. What's the regular price?
For the tent?
Yeah.
I think it was like a 200 something tent. I don't know.
Saving.
Shopping for a tent is one of those things where, like, it sucks because if you look at reviews, every single one of them has bad reviews, and you're like,
User error.
what? Like, partially user error, or just like, I don't know, but it was like, okay, so I can get this one with bad reviews, or this one with bad reviews. This one. And this one had the least bad reviews. And it was a really good tent. Do you watch any camping YouTube, Maverick? No. I probably should, because I love camping. I would like to see, like, especially people who kind of go around and maybe talk about different campsites, because I'm always looking for new campsites. But yeah, surprisingly I don't. Yeah, probably because I don't really shop for gear often, and usually I think that's how you find those kinds of YouTubers. Game Freak telling their devs, Power World was made in a cave with a box of scraps. With a box of scraps. For real. Bellwitch, thank you, Optimal Gaming TV. I also will probably stream whatever other things I'm playing at the time. I've been on a Crusader Kings kick for a good couple of months actually now recently. So who knows? Maybe it'll be Crusader Kings. Maybe I'll get back on like a Sims vibe.
Play Minecraft.
No, tonight we set the lure.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's adorable.
Alright, what's stopping you?
From playing Minecraft?
Yeah, what barriers could I...
Time?
Well,
Other
that's any
games I'd
game.
rather play.
Okay. I'll follow up.
Also, learning curve a little bit.
It's not that bad.
But you know what I mean? Like, it's one of those things where it's like, oh, the things I want to do in it, I'm not, or like, you know, I'm not that great with the controls yet, so like, I'm not as fast as I want to be, or like, you know, it's a whole
A
thing.
problem solved by just playing the game more.
Yeah. Oh my god, y'all still building PCs. That we are. And this is our final PC though, we're almost done.
Yep.
Doesn't tell me how long I've been following this channel. Can someone tell me?
I think you can do exclamation mark follow page. Maybe? Did you try that? I haven't
Oh,
looked
they
at-
did, yeah.
Oh, is our bot broken?
Possibly, yeah. But yeah, I don't know.
That used to work.
I suggest Mav on YouTube. He camps in the back of his truck and cooks amazing food while doing it, yeah. That's like the... I've thought about even doing like a little bit of a channel that was like camping for absolute beginners. Because I was a Girl Scout for 9 years.
Damn.
Yeah, you know.
More
But
like woman scout.
I have a lot of camping experience, and I got a lot of hacks and stuff like that. But I feel like there's a lot of people who want to go camping, and they were never in the Scouts or anything like that. And there's like a lot of information that I just kind of wish people would, like, that I could deliver to people. You know what I mean?
Is there scouts for grown adults?
No, and I've looked so hard for it. And then I thought, I was like, someone should make that. I should make that. But then I came to the conclusion after several hours of coming up with like, yeah, and then we'll do this. This will be a thing of blood. That I was like, I don't know how to stop this from becoming a cult if the wrong person no, like legit, you know, I was like, yeah, and there'll be like songs, there'll be patches, there'll be like things you have to do, like rights, and I was like, hold up. Hold up.
You should just be camping all the time. What if you just make your own area where you're always camping?
Like, I was like, and so I think that's why, because it's probably hard to make
turn
that.
into a cult.
Yes. Not saying that I would make it a cult, but I was like, okay. And then once you get other, you know, troops doing it and all this, it's like, well, then how do I make sure that like there isn't like a troop that just has like one crazy person who just gets like a power trip fantasy, you know, and then starts making I don't know. I love camping videos. They be having all the useful gear like battery chargers, cooking stuff, etc. Yeah, and like I think I'm uniquely talented at cooking while camping, so I feel like that's something I'd like to emphasize. But I also think it'd be fun just to do like, hey, we're at this campsite. Let's check it out. These are the sites I would recommend if you were staying here. Like, this one looks like a really good campsite or whatever, blah. And then what are we cooking? What, packing tips, things like that. All right, hit it.
Alright.
I could see you were waiting.
That's fine. I'm not the one to know. Alright, folks. This build is done. It is finished. It is RGB. I bet you didn't see that coming. I don't know why I tilted it up.
Lovely, lovely. Absolutely gorgeous. Woman scouts. No, I was gonna call it life scouts because you're scouts for life, and it was gonna be all gender inclusive. Yeah, it was gonna be great. There's gonna be bird themed things. It was a whole But yeah. All right, this PC is done. It is gonna go and get Windows put on it. All the drivers that you need. So out of the box, you will be ready to go. You can just download your game launchers, make your profile. You're all set. We're also going to stress test this, make sure that these components work and work under load. And when it passes all that, it'll be headed to you. So watch out for it, Lieukah, and thank you for ordering with us. Thank you. I think you're going to really enjoy this PC. Feel free, to come back around to the stream. Let us know how it's treating you once you get it. And yeah, enjoy it. I'm telling you, these fans look so good. In a slightly dim room. Ooh.
Nighttime mode.
Ooh. Okay, yeah, you're right. Wow. I'm telling you, unmatched. Thank you. You are very welcome. And all this revenue, and you guys are just relying on Juan to build all the PCs. Only on stream. No one else will do it. Thanks for the affiliate code, but when I use it remove the PSU from the card for some reason.
What?
LOL, now I can't add it back. What? That's very weird.
Talk to CS.
Yeah.
You might
Although, if you talk
about
to CS, feel free to ask them for their affiliate code and use it, because since they help you, they deserve the credit.
Use hers.
No, I want them to. But yeah, very weird. Alright folks, well anyways, that was our build stream. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll be back on Friday with more builds. And y'all have a good rest of your week. Bye-bye!